record on this computer. There we go. We're recording now. It's serious now.
We'll probably be gentle your first time.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Something About Sandy Film Fight podcast with me, Ash Baker, and it's a very special episode because I've got some friends with me this time. They are the guys from the Drunk Theory podcast. Say hello, everyone.
Hey!
So we're going to get to know them a little bit, and then we're going to get into discuss a film that we have very different opinions about. So before we get into that, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Drunk Theory is and what the podcast is, and just introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Kara, and this is Kelly.
Ryan.
I'm Kel.
I'm Matthew.
Married.
Married.
Yeah, me and Kelly are sisters.
And we're
Ryan's my husband, Matt's her husband. So however y'all want to figure that out.
A family show here.
It's a family show.
But not for families.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I've heard your show.
But we get drunk and talk about conspiracy theory, which we did not start doing just for the podcast. We always did it.
Yeah.
And then one day we were just like, hey man, let's just fucking record it.
Let's record it and
people will think we're funny, and they did.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that we're pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is the accents. We're from South Carolina, and people enjoy that. But
Yeah.
Kelly's our bartender.
we do themed drinks for our shows.
so what are you drinking today? Have you got a drink today?
I did not make one for Death Becomes Her, but I did make drinks for the shows that we are recording
Oh,
later.
okay.
So what we are drinking right now is called the Dumpster Fire. And
What's in that?
so it has gin, orange liqueur, lemon juice, lime juice, and Angostura bitters.
Oh, nice.
And
The first one was very, very bad. And, I was like,
very good.
It had a lot of citrus.
oh man, it was like I could feel the heartburn just waiting to happen.
Oof.
The
Yeah.
heartburn's pumping.
So I was like, well, I'm not gonna drink anymore. But I'm on like my third one. They're pretty good.
Gin is very good. And also, there is a gin company that loves us in the UK.
Tiger Gin. Do you know who Tiger Gin is?
Tiger Gin? No, I don't know that one.
They follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're actually fans of ours, and we've been talking, and I'm hoping that they launch in the US, and then I'm hoping that they hire me to be their
oh yeah.
There's gonna be the
Definitely
Tiger
get
Gin
some sponsorship there. Yeah. Oh,
But that's
nice.
us. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to a recent episode where you were talking about kings and queens and dames and lords in the UK. So that was quite a cool one. Although you had a bit of trouble pronouncing a place name, didn't you?
We did. We were terrible, but we tell y'all up front that we're terrible. We're like, hey, we don't know what we're saying.
and we're friends, so we always get chat smashed.
Yeah.
if we're mispronouncing something, I'm like, chat smashed.
Yeah.
And then what was it? I kept saying Leicester, and you were saying something else. We were completely
Let's-
wrong.
Leicester or
Yeah, but it ended up being
Leicester.
Leicester.
I was
Leicester.
like pronouncing Worcestershire, but I say Worcestershire when I was a little kid. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, someone was like, no, that's not how you pronounce it. I was like, oh.
Worcestershire,
okay.
yeah. This
Yeah.
England is, Scotland and all the UK are full of really strange place names. So I don't
Edinburgh.
blame you.
That,
Edinburgh,
I didn't know
yeah.
how that was pronounced until like 2 years ago.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Edinburgh.
Or Edinburgh, but I thought it was Edinburgh or whatever I pronounced it as a kid. It was
It's-
not
yeah.
Edinburgh.
It's
But
spelled
Edinburgh, it was
B-U-R-G-H.
neither of those, I promise you.
Yeah, because it's like Pittsburgh in the States. It's the same spelling at the end, but in Scotland it's Edinburgh.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's confusing. But yeah, I enjoyed that quite a lot.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
So to get before we get into the film fight, I'd like to ask you some quick questions just to sort of understand your film preferences and things like that. So what would you say your favorite film is? And this is sort of open to everyone, I
True
guess.
Romance. Absolutely 100% is my favorite fucking movie.
True Romance.
Yes.
Have you ever seen it?
Oh, is that Christian Slater?
in it.
Oh, I had to turn it off after halfway because I hated it. Oh no. That's going to be another film fight. That's another podcast.
We're gonna fight so
No,
hard.
because y'all
We
won't
need
be
to have like
Slater
a one-on-one
and Brad
just
Pitt.
like duke it out over that one.
Written
Floyd
by
smoked all the toilet paper. How could you not fucking love it? Like,
Oh god, it really got on my tits. Sorry. It was
Oh my god, it's got Balky talking about. We'll be the fucking
I forgot Balky was in it.
No, it's a fucking treasure, and we're gonna fight so hard.
That's the next episode.
One
This
on
is
one
a-
on that one.
Although I can't have too many episodes where you're just beating me in these fights. I need to pick somewhere I'm going to win.
I have two favorite movies, and they're actually tied, and that would be Hatchet and Hot Tub Time Machine.
I've not seen them. I've not seen either.
What the fuck?
I know. I need to. Hatchet. What's that about?
Hatchet is about a crazy ghost man in the woods, played by Kane Hodder, that just kills everybody, including who is it? Kenny from the Cosby Show. He gets fucking murdered. Hot Tub Time Machine is about John Cusack and that black dude, Daryl from The Office. What's his name? They go back to
Daryl from the
I know what you mean.
They go back to the 1980s through a hot tub.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's
You
amazing.
need to watch it.
I've heard of it. I've just not had a chance
It's
to
my
see it.
favorite shit.
The second
in
one
the
isn't
whole
as
world.
good, but the first one might be one of the best comedies from the past 15
Yeah.
years.
And I made fun
It
of
is
it.
good.
Like when they
Yeah.
were talking about it,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
I read
is
the
this?
title for it when they were
It
going
is
to
my
record it.
favorite
Like it was
shit
like, hey,
in the
baby doll,
fucking
they're making a
world.
movie called Hot Time Machine, and she went, what the fuck? And I said, yeah, it sounds dumb as shit. The day it came out, we watched it and laughed harder.
I could watch that shit every
Yeah.
day for the rest of my fucking life and never
Yeah.
stop laughing.
I would say it absolutely ranks top 3 best comedies.
It's fucking great.
Wow. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Because goddamn True Romance is the best fucking movie ever made. I mean, goddamn Christopher Walken.
Oh, that bit did my head in.
God.
I just felt like, it was like peak Tarantino, just him up his own arse, basically.
Well, that's it, but it's that's his first script. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Literally, if there's
Story was
anything that's
solid
a
and-
bowl full of Tarantino, that's his first movie.
Yeah.
And I
The
said,
fight with fucking her where she gets her fucking ass. I mean,
Oh,
it's
Yeah.
just so good.
I didn't
oh
realise.
my God.
I didn't realise till afterwards that Gary Oldman was that Rastafarian
Gary
gangster.
Oldman as
Yeah.
Drexel,
And the- they
that's
have
like the
braids and
best
shit.
fucking,
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
That was
I
crazy.
think that is him as my second favorite villain. Him and the Professional is my favorite villain. The cop that's all crazy and listens to classical music and just murders everybody. Leon the Professional.
I
Yeah,
know what
he's
you're
the
talking
best.
about. Who's that girl?
That's Natalie Portman.
Natalie,
Yeah,
like
when she was
12-year-old.
But yeah, I like that's him as my favorite bad guy
Yeah.
performance. But that's not my favorite movie.
What's your
What's
favorite?
yours?
That's what I was trying to think of while we were talking. It used to be a Clockwork Orange because I love Stanley Kubrick, and I read the book, and I actually did a report on the author Stanley Kubrick, on Anthony Burgess. But it's changed over the years because the movie didn't really follow the book, and he changed so much. He doesn't actually change at the end. It's so fucked up now.
Yeah.
Goddamn. What would be like?
Picking a favorite movie is hard, but I'm
Yeah.
solid. Mine. What about yours?
Let's
Oh.
talk about Matt's favorite movie.
My favorite movie is Pi, which is the first movie by Darren Aronofsky.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a slow burn movie, like
You haven't. I tried
Yeah.
to make you watch it after the what's the one where they're in space? By The Fountain. You watched The Fountain and got sad and went and watched that one with me.
Oh, yeah. I don't like sad
But
movies.
Pi is way better.
Is that was it Gravity? Is that the space one, or is it something
No,
completely
it was
different?
he did one called The Fountain.
Oh,
with,
sorry, right.
Wolverine, like he's like past, middle, and future, and it's a really good movie, but you have to really take interpretations of the movie. It's not all literal.
Yeah, okay. I don't know about you guys, but during lockdown this past year, I just cannot sit still for a whole 2 hours, 3 hours anymore.
That's all we
I tried
do.
to watch Tenet the other day, his new movie,
Oh, yeah.
with the time travel, not time travel, but the things.
Yeah, it's like backwards.
Objects can go backwards in time, but people, it's hard as shit. I tried to understand it, and it made Primer make sense. Have you ever seen Primer? That
No.
actually might be my favorite movie now. Primer.
Primer.
Time travel movie. I love that movie.
Primer,
We went
cool.
to go see Mother at the theater, and I feel like
That shit was fucked up.
Everybody talks shit about that until you tell them what it's really about.
yeah,
It's an allegory.
I've heard of it.
And
I've not seen it.
He was a huge Darren Aronofsky fan and didn't like it as much as
Oh,
I
yeah.
did. But
It wasn't great.
I don't know how I feel about
It
it.
was a decent story, but it wasn't.
yeah, it's like you were
The
watching
Fountain
this
is way
like,
better.
yeah,
as
I don't know
as
how
an
I feel about this.
allegory.
And
Same
that
thing
kind
with
of
the
made me
yeah.
like it more. I really don't know. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but it's I was put off by the review. The reviewer I listened to liked it, but I just thought.
So is that a thing you do before you watch a movie? You look at reviews to decide
Um,
whether or not you're going to see the movie? Because I never do that.
I
Or
tried-
if I
yeah,
do, I'm more inclined to see it if the reviews are bad.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
people are like, this movie
true.
fucking sucks, I'm like, now I gotta see it.
I want to see
Yeah.
why it's so terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why I agree with why it's terrible. That's always my thing.
Yeah, I like because part of the thing with the normal podcast episodes for me is watching the bad films as well as the good ones, and it's always good to just sort of see why they're bad and compare it with the good ones. And then also sometimes there's a lot in common. So the first episode I did was Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side versus Sandra Bullock in All About Steve. She won an Oscar for
I've
one of
never
the
seen either
Rush.
one.
She won an Academy Award and a Razzie in like the same year.
Yeah.
for
Yeah, yeah.
All About
And-
Steve is where she goes on the date with a dude and she won't leave him alone. She keeps stalking
I
him.
don't
Bradley
think I saw
Cooper.
All About
The Blind Side is where
Steve,
she
but I
takes the
know
football
what
with
it
dude, yeah.
is, so I know why it's funny that those were.
Yeah. And there was more in common than I would have expected between the two.
Yeah.
So if you were doing Death Becomes Her as an episode by yourself where you were pairing it with something else, like where Death Becomes Her is bad, what would you say is good?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I quite like I like the themes to be kind of niche enough and weird enough to sort of, well, just to amuse me, but big enough so that there's more than two films, that I can choose from. So, for example, I think the second episode I did was Disney, like 90s animations and the straight to video sequels. So I did Emperor's New Groove versus Kronk's New Groove. But you could also have Aladdin versus Return of Jafar. And then there's like Lion King versus Lion King 2. So there was quite a few that I could choose from. I just picked Emperor's New Groove, which I really enjoyed at Emperor's New Groove. So for this, I'd probably pick, I don't know, kind of supernatural comedies maybe, or like.
What about, have you seen Llamageddon?
Armageddon.
Kronk, get the poison. Which poison? The whole scene is playing in my head. I love that movie.
Yeah, that was I'd never seen it before doing the podcast, and yeah, I really liked it. It was really, the comedy was really out there. It was had some really funny bits.
It reminded me of Shrek in the comedy. Like they went full
So
adult
you
with the Shrek.
liked Kronk's
No,
Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove.
Kronk was in. He's the one from the Emperor's New Groove. He's the bodyguard, but they made a sequel with him, and
I
he's
don't
still
know
a
that
Kronk.
I ever saw
Putty.
either.
Do you remember Putty from Seinfeld? He plays Kronk. He is hilarious.
Putty?
Putty, Elaine's
The
girl
dumb-
boyfriend.
The
He
big
played
dumb car
He played
guy.
the Tick in the original Tick live action series.
Oh,
That's
yes.
Yeah.
yeah. He's got the big voice and the big chin. Like he is funny in anything he does to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the guy in the wheelchair in Family Guy as well. So yeah, he does quite a bit. But so yeah, I'm not sure. But if you can think of one, because I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I could look into it. So I've had a new one suggested to me recently, which was board game adaptations. Because I just watched Clue the other night, which was really fun. The
one with Tim Curry?
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
seen that shit in years.
It was good. It was really silly. It was really stupid, but I liked it. So then someone said you could compare that to Battleship. I don't know if you remember from a few years ago, Rihanna was in it.
I know that it's a thing. I never saw
I
it.
didn't see it either.
Apparently it was awful.
It
So
sounds awful. Rihanna in a battleship. I
It-
feel like she
I
doesn't know how
probably
to play
wouldn't watch
battleship.
a Battleship movie.
It was not good.
Like,
No.
like I probably, no matter who was in it, unless
Do you
Bruce
remember
Willis was in
playing
it.
Battleship though with Charlie and Jake like all the time? when we were
Yeah,
little?
we did. Yeah.
yeah, but I think
That was
there
my
was
jam.
actually, from what I hear, there was actually a scene where they were on these big like Navy ships, and they were saying, B2, oh, you've hit my ship or something like that.
Well,
'Cause,
now
yeah.
I'm gonna check that shit out.
So yeah, that's going to be a future episode. But yeah, well, I'll tell you, if anyone like on Twitter or Facebook, or whatever, can think of a good comparison film to Death Becomes Her, then definitely
I'm trying to
get in
think of
touch.
one too, like a one with a person that.
Yeah,
I'm
Well,
blank,
And,
but I'm
and we
bringing-
have to think of it from the fact that Death Becomes Her is the bad, right? So, because that's
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah.
So what if we looked at like special effects and looked at something like Terminator 2?
oh, interesting. So like best
But
special
I love the
effects.
special effects that just becomes there.
The special effects in Death Becomes Her are actually Oscar winning.
Yeah, they won an Oscar for it.
Terminator 2 won the Oscar when they made the dude all silver.
Right.
and shit.
Metal arms.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Maybe
Here we go.
those might be. I mean, that might be your window. I'm not trying to ruin your show for you.
you would
I'm telling
you would
we'll
only
keep
improve it.
going. You'll have to shut us
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, you would only
If
improve
you
it.
like
Definitely.
Terminator 2. I don't know that you like Terminator 2.
I watched it quite recently. We were kind of half watching it, but I quite liked it actually. But
Terminator 2.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
not what
We were
everyone's
talking about
wrong.
comparing that with Death Becomes Her because they're, award-winning special effects movies.
I still say Death Becomes Her is better.
You know what? I would compare Death Becomes Her to Defending Your Life with Meryl Streep and
Oh, that one.
what's his name?
So
And
good.
Brooks, Albert Brooks. It's actually about
Have
the
you seen that
afterlife.
one?
And after you die, you have
I
to
haven't seen that one.
okay, after you die, you have a lawyer and you have to defend your whole life about what you did.
And
to
that's
get
what
into the
decides
afterlife.
whether or not
And
you
if, you're
Oh.
not, if you didn't evolve or get better, you get sent back to have another life. You can go back to see your old lives.
Yeah, they let
It's
you
a
walk
whole,
through the room.
it's like a
and show you
whole
who you
afterlife,
used to be.
like city where
And
you
you
go
have to go,
before
I deserve to
heaven.
go to
It's
heaven because-
fucking great.
That sounds like
I
Soul.
have no idea about
Yeah,
that.
it's called Defending Your Life. It's from 1991.
I haven't
It's
seen
an
Soul
amazing
yet.
movie. It's very good.
Defending Your Life. Yeah.
And then it's also
It'll
Meryl
make you
Streep.
cry.
It's Meryl Streep and Albert Brooks, so it's one of the same actresses.
It's good.
But it's
I've
got
never
it's got
seen it.
similar
I don't
themes,
know that
but
I've ever even
it's
heard of.
completely afterlife,
It's
basically.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like they
I'm-
play
yeah.
Kids in your life, and you have to say why you did what you did. It's great.
I'm gonna have to check it
Okay,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Right. Next question. What was your first sort of film or cinema memory, like as a kid, or whatever?
Oh my God, I've got one that better cover it for both of us.
Go on then.
I will go second.
So our first memory of seeing a movie at the theater,
Yeah.
which this isn't technically the first one because I remember one before that, but our best one is we had gone to see Madhouse. My dad worked at a pet store at the mall, and there was a theater in the mall. So we went to go see him, you remember, and then like at lunch or whatever, me, her, and my mom went to go see Madhouse. I don't know if you've seen that. It's a terrible movie with
No, I don't think
Kirstie
so.
Alley and John Larroquette. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good movie, but whatever. We were the only ones in the fucking theater.
They
Right.
had already been running for a few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably the last day of the play, and we were just doing it just to be doing it. So we were the only ones in theater. The movie goes off, and I don't know how y'all's theaters are over there, but over there, like you go out a exit door, and then you walk down a hallway, and then if you go out that door, you're in the parking lot, and we parked right there. So instead of going out and walking all the way back through the mall, we went through there. So we go in the fucking door, and then we're in this hallway. Well, the door to get to the parking lot won't fucking open.
Right.
And the door to get back into the movie theater has no goddamn handle on it.
Oh
You know, to
no.
keep people from sneaking into the fucking theater.
Yeah.
We were stuck. How many hours was it?
14 and a half
14 and a half hours.
Whoa.
They thought we were missing. The lady that worked at the fucking theater told my dad that we left with some man in a van or some shit. Like,
Fucking
my
hell.
mom ended up
That's some Amber
writing,
Alert shit.
no shit.
Right.
Mama ended up writing a note and sticking it on the door, and a janitor just happened to find it. And it was like, help, we're stuck in here. But do you remember those stoner dudes that I yelled at? We heard, I guess a movie played after, or maybe it was the guys that were cleaning. I don't
Born
know.
on the 4th of July or some shit.
Well,
Yeah.
We were beating on the door and hollering, and there were some dudes. Like, oh, there's people in there. And then my mom got pissed and was like, shh. I guess she was scared they were coming there and fucking murder us because nobody knew we were fucking in there. So they ended up not even opening the door or anything. They just
And they
went
didn't
on.
tell
Yeah.
anybody.
So we were stuck the whole night. Like, people were freaking out. They thought we had been abducted.
Fuck.
We sued that theater, and they ended up having to close down.
You closed it down.
I was in the 4th grade when that happened.
I remember what I was wearing, and I remember the janitor guy. I remember put us in his truck and drove us around. And it was a blue truck.
Wait, which theater did y'all have shut down?
It was at the Haywood Mall. Daddy worked at Pets Plus.
I loved that theater.
Well, that theater. That bitch said we got in somebody's car and took off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so my father thought that we had just left him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're stuck in the.
And I remember when they finally found us and we went home, you remember like Granny Ann had bought pizza and they had a big old pizza party because it was like, hell yeah, our people are alive. Like, our family was seriously fucking worried. They were like,
Yeah.
the car is right there. Where are my fucking people? And nobody thought to open that fucking door.
Oh wow. Did you
Yeah.
were you able to go back to the movie theater after that? Or were you
I didn't
traumatized?
go for
She
years.
wouldn't go for a long time. I don't have a problem with movie theaters. Like,
Yeah.
And I think when I did go, it was because I lost a pool bet or something, and I ended up going. I think Lord of the Rings. I think the
Oh
first.
my
Wow.
God.
Lord
You
of
said
the
the first
Rings.
Lord of the Rings in the movie theater?
Yeah, I think the first Lord of the Rings movie. So we're talking
Madhouse
like.
came out in 86.
So I would have been 5. No.
No.
87. Madhouse came out in either 86 or 87.
Look it, Google it, look it up.
Okay.
Because
I'm thinking I was like in the 4th grade or something.
I don't know that we were that old.
This was Madhouse, like Kirstie Alley on
Kirstie Alley,
Cheers,
John
first and second
Larroquette,
years.
yeah.
Yeah, and John Larroquette was on Night Court. So this would have been like
But
87 or
keep in
88.
mind, we were the only ones in there, so were they re-showing it as a dollar movie or?
The one at the mall didn't have dollars. That was
Okay,
only in
well
one
then-
place.
Wow, I'm blown away by that story.
Actually, Madhouse came out in 1990, so I was wrong. I was off.
Okay.
So that fits because
Yeah.
I would have been. It came
Not
out in
nine.
90. I would have been 9. You'd have been 10.
Shouldn't you would have been fourth grade?
Fourth
That's right.
grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That shit was wild.
My first memory is nowhere near as exciting as that. Me and my brother went to watch.
I'll go my first memory, and I'm going to change my favorite movie from Primer to Return of the Living Dead.
Oh.
I love
Return of the Living Dead now.
Love.
It's a kind of pseudo sequel to the original Night of the Living Dead by a different person, but great effects. It's a great movie, but about halfway through the movie, there's a rain and it brings everybody back to life.
Yep.
Because it looks like you wrote it down, so I don't think you've seen it. It's from like 86 or 87. This is an
No, I
older
haven't
movie.
seen it. What's the horror film
And
where
it's
they're
a
all in
big
the?
one.
What's the horror film where they're all in the cabin in the woods and they're all like plasticine zombies?
Oh, that's the one you like.
Cabin in the Woods?
No,
I was about to say Cabin in the Woods, but until he said
the
zombies.
Bruce
But...
guy.
Evil Dead.
Evil
Evil
Dead.
Dead. Okay, sorry. That's.
There you go.
And
I'm not
actually,
really-
We have a piece of the cabin they recorded. We actually have a
We
piece
do?
of it.
Oh, wow.
It was called not Days. It was the Days of the Dead we went to, a horror convention, and they had pieces
Days
for
of-
sale.
Oh, cool.
That is the one, but that wasn't it because Seth and Alicia were there, so that was Mad Monster.
But that,
But
no,
they
Days
didn't
of
go
the Dead
to
was also
Days
in
of the
North. No, they went to one in North Carolina, so it could have been either one.
Seth and Alicia went to Days of the Dead with
They
us.
went one or the other, but it was in North Carolina, because it could have been either one. Is what I'm saying.
I think it's
I don't know which one.
Yeah.
It was a horror convention, but yeah, they were for sale. But I like Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
That would have been 87, so I was 6 or 7 years old. We had recorded or rented it at home, and my parents were watching it in the other room. I was playing with my Optimus Prime big figure,
Yeah.
which everybody knows who they are.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Transformers. And I walked in the other room hearing what was going on because everybody's coming back from the dead. So I hear, I walk in the room and there's a shot where they cut in half and they show a grave from the side view and someone crawling out of it. And then like 2 or 3 seconds later, it looks like they're jumping out of the screen, but they're, it's the 80s. They're not, but I'm 6 years old.
Yeah.
I see that and immediately run to the other room to find something to do. Find a big empty glass of ice that I want to pour out in the sink and push my chair over there because I just need something to do. And when I did that, I poured it out, slipped, fell, and hit my chin and almost hit my tongue in half, which I still have. I'm 40 years old this year. I still have a scar on my tongue from this. You can't see it there, but y'all see.
I'm saying, yeah.
You see that mark?
Whoa.
I only had 2 front teeth, and both of them went through my tongue.
Oh.
I went to the hospital, and they couldn't do anything. You can't sew your tongue unless it's all the way off.
Yeah.
So you really can't do anything. So it just hurt forever, ended up healing up and everything. And it's my favorite movie now, but I have that memory.
Wow.
It burned into my brain. I
Wow.
will never forget what happened.
I'm a big scaredy cat when it comes to horror films.
If you
but-
watch it starts raining.
If you watch it now, it is not
It is-
scary.
Okay.
It's not.
funny.
It's ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
Like,
hilarious.
It's so funny. Like, and it has one of my favorite lines ever. It's like,
I know.
Tina, if you really love me, you'll let me eat your brain.
Yeah, the boyfriend turns into a zombie and tells the girlfriend, if you love me, you'll let me eat
It's like the
your brain.
cheerleader and the football player.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Great.
So wonderful. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
What about you?
Oh, well, I grew up poor, so we didn't get to go to the movies very often.
No, this is bootleg movies in my house.
Yeah, we were playing shit out
Now,
of it.
I
suppose, yeah,
we
film
don't do it
memory.
anymore because of the statute of limitations, but my parents bootleg everything. We had every movie before it came out.
We did too. Our dad worked at a video store. We had the 2 VCRs hooked up to each other so that he would bring the movies home, for free because he worked there,
Yeah.
and then fucking record like bootlegging the shit out of stuff.
The
So
South is known for bootlegging.
Yeah, we used to have someone who came around the neighborhood with like videos and DVDs, so we'd get them
Yep.
off them. Yeah,
$5 for a DVD. I
Yeah.
got it. I used.
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Matthew, go on.
Tell his story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You still- yeah.
So one of the few times I remember actually going to the theater to see a movie was when Ace Ventura: Pet Detective came
Oh
out.
yeah,
You went to the theater to see
Yeah.
Ace Ventura.
I used to love Ace Ventura.
Thank
So
you.
my dad took me and my sister, and he's not really into movies that much, so he thought it was the worst thing ever. And he's like, "This is definitely not for children. And we're leaving. Like, we're not watching this."
Yeah,
But I had a
Because that was the 90s. And if you go back and look at some 90s movies that are for kids, like now that shit would never fucking fly.
yeah.
Like our parents didn't give a shit about
He
Yeah.
literally sings asshole Emilio out of his ass in a police station to Tone Loc. That is not a kid's movie.
I mean, The
Yeah.
80s were even more wild though. Like we had no restrictions on what we watched.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
watched
Yeah.
Hey, is this a
everything.
rated R movie? Yes, it's Predator toys. You don't want to buy them? Of course.
You can rip
Every-
this guy's head
Yeah, like
off.
there's an alien toy, but that was rated R. Yeah, they're toys though.
I
Yeah.
think that
Everything
is
80s
a problem.
was.
Hold on, right quick. Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
Say that again.
Or what? How old are you? What year were you born?
I was 86, so I'm going to be 35 next month.
All right.
You're not that far behind.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
You see,
81.
we thought
Okay.
you might be super young when you said you didn't like Death Becomes Her. Like
I-
we're like,
But he's also British, and I see that.
But you like Mr. Bean, right?
Mr. Bean.
Nobody
You
likes
like Mr.
Bean.
Bean?
I love Mr. Bean. We
Rowan
watched Mr.
Atkinson.
Bean for like 2 days straight.
Might be the best.
Remember,
No.
didn't I text you? I was like, how the fuck are we still watching Mr. Bean? I was like, there's only 4 seasons. It's
Yeah.
been 48 hours.
My favorite meme, like just send to anybody, is like him in the.
Oh yeah, in the first film with
I will send that to just about anybody at any point in time,
I love
and
Mr.
be
Bean.
perfectly
just
real.
flipping the bird to everyone. There's the guy who I can't remember the actor's name, but he played Biscuit in Ally McBeal, whatever that guy is. Like, he's the family that hosts Mr. Bean in the US.
Yeah, I know you're talking about little short blonde haired. Oh, goddamn, what is his
Yeah,
name?
I'm
I
terrible.
yeah, I
It's
can't remember.
always a that guy actor. We always say it's that guy actor, and we don't know their
It's
name.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
actually a documentary about that guy actors, and I think it's called That Guy from That Movie or something. And it's
Yeah.
all of the actors where you go, hey, I know that fucking guy. Where's that fucking guy from? But they're
Yeah.
in
But he's
every
in like
fucking thing.
100 things. Yeah.
I'm
Watch
gonna
that
be-
documentary 'cause it's
yeah, I'm going to be struggling when I go back to the cinema. I'm not allowed my phone because every time I get IMDb up and I just say,
Yeah.
We
oh,
do it
okay,
at
that's-
home. We watch something, I'm like, where do I know that bitch from? And I've got the app on the phone. I'm like,
Yeah. yeah. I'm exactly the same. I was thinking that whenever we go back to cinema, they should just flash up at the bottom of the screen.
like
This
pop-up
person was
video,
in that
yeah.
TV show, and it's like, okay, right.
That
Did
was
y'all
easy.
have
Everybody's
pop-up
like,
video?
What?
pop-up video.
Did y'all have that?
No.
It came on MTV. It's where they do.
Came on VH1.
Oh yeah, it was VH1, but it would be
Yeah.
music videos, and then they would pop up like funny facts about
Oh, yes.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
About the song or the making of the music video
Yeah.
or stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, we should have that, but in the movie theater, saying this person was in
Instead
Bridgerton
of the
or whatever.
bullshit that they have like now before the movies.
oh yeah, like the Coca-Cola commercials and
Yeah.
stuff.
Or they could just like give you a playbill. Just all the information from every actor. Like,
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, and then we could keep scrapbooks.
We remember what we saw.
Yeah.
keep your just keep your stub, I guess, your ticket stub. But yeah, that'd be cool.
That big shit stuff, that tell you all the
Oh, here's a little movie fact for everybody. They're called trailers because they used to show the trailers after the
After.
movies. You had to wait
Oh.
to see what was going to come out later.
Now they do
Oh,
it beforehand to keep your ass in the scene.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's
So
that is
nobody's
interesting.
saying- I always stay through the credits because sometimes there's some fun shit.
There is some fun shit.
But a lot of people, I mean, the second that shit starts rolling,
Yeah.
they're out the door. They're
I would
like,
wait. I wait just to so people are out of the way.
I wait until
Yeah.
they turn the lights
Yeah.
on and the people come in with the brooms and
Yeah.
shit. I'm like something.
We
With-
we
with
should also
Marvel
have
now.
our First movie with like an after credit scene. I don't know what that is.
That's
a
the thing.
few-
Yeah,
a few
Marvel.
things that-
All the Marvel things have an after credits scene, don't
Yeah.
Mm.
they? So you can't leave. You have to wait and watch.
I don't remember.
I think they went and eat. Was it Shishwami or something in one of them? Or something.
We
It was
actually
just
just watched a movie that I think that Matt might not know had an after scene. We watched the new Bob Odenkirk movie, The Nobody.
Oh, where he gets, it's like him getting punched in the face on the cover.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Remember, I showed you the.
So
the
we
cover
watched
for it?
that, and it's a total John Wick ripoff. But it did have an after thing, and I think you had already gone outside, and I had gone like to pee and came back out, and that like they were in the van, and they were it was like the dad and the friend with a bunch of guns. So I think they're trying to set that up as the next
So Better Call
Yeah.
Saul is John Wick.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
the next big movie. I mean next big like franchise action hero thing.
Well, now I'm gonna have to watch it.
That whole
Yeah.
movie was essentially John Wick, but just with Bob Odenkirk instead.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I think that would be better because I love him.
Yeah.
The
It is good.
story for John Wick is better, but the soundtrack for Nobody makes it
Yeah.
so fun.
It is a direct ripoff of the very first John Wick movie.
Oh, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were both watching it. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
I-
like,
yeah.
We didn't say it during it, but as soon as it finished, it was like, yeah, that was John Wick. I was like, but I love John Wick. Oh, do you love John Wick?
I haven't seen it.
Are you about
I
to
really
make me
want to.
say it? Come on, guys.
I know. I've been meaning to for ages, but the problem is at the moment, if it's not for the podcast or the film club, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. So I need to make it a podcast episode, and then I can watch it.
You're like so
But
far behind.
they-
Because
they-
how many John Wick movies
But
don't
they-
make
There's three.
They killed his puppy and stole his car, sir.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Right.
Why did he do anything? They killed
Maybe
his
I should do a
That is
podcast.
hard. I murdered everybody in
Hang
2
on,
cities.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Maybe I
That's
should
all
do,
Keanu Reeves running around murdering people because of that.
that is the only thing that's different in Nobody. They didn't kill his puppy.
There's no dog.
They threatened his family.
Yeah.
So it's like Taken.
I love Taken.
I like Taken
Well,
as
that's a
well.
specific set of skills.
Yeah.
That are bad for people like you.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I need to do like puppy death films. Can
Oh,
include
no,
John
do
Wick.
that.
The world would hate
Yeah,
you.
you'll just get blown away.
You
Like
could- yeah,
you
just
won't
call it-
exist anymore.
Call it revenge films, and you could work it out
Revenge,
without
yeah.
being the bad guy, but just say revenge films, and you should be good.
Yeah. Make a
And
note of
Revenge
these.
Films, there's a lot of good ones you could do on that one too.
Yeah, revenge
Yeah.
films could be good.
We watched-
but no puppy deaths.
No, okay, right.
So, the world.
No
Yeah,
puppy
you're not allowed to talk
deaths.
shit about dogs.
And actually, I'd like to recommend a couple
There's a
movies.
whole website dedicated to finding animal deaths and like telling
Well,
people
that's
to
not all
avoid-
it is, because I know what you're talking about. It's does the dog die? But
Yeah.
it's also it's a lot of stuff. Like you can look up if there's a rape or anything.
Oh,
that
yeah,
might
okay.
trigger somebody, which I think is a good idea for people that need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do John Wick versus Marley and Me.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Holy
Okay,
shit,
shit.
yes. John Reeves versus what's his name? What's that dude?
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, it's Owen Wilson.
Wilson.
Thank you. I forgot the Wilson brothers. There's 2 of them. I always forget.
Marley
Yeah.
and me was sad as shit.
I've actually never
But
seen
sad
it.
in the-
I know
like,
exactly
the-
what it
the
is. I
different
know the
way,
whole
yeah. They
thing.
don't murder anybody after the sadness. They're just okay. They bury
Yeah.
him, I
They
guess.
just dealt with it, whereas me,
I don't-
Like he says, yeah. Everybody keeps asking if I'm back. I think I'm back, and then he murders 7 people.
Alright.
They killed his puppy.
I've not seen Marley and Me, but I get the impression it might be improved if they went on a killing spree afterwards.
What if Owen Wilson murders everybody because Jennifer Aniston kills his puppy?
Yeah.
Is that Marley and Me? It could be. The sequel?
Yeah,
I
I'm going to
think
suggest it.
if somebody hurt Mango,
Right?
I feel like I would be like
Now,
a vicious bitch. To
now
this
that's
She
the
be
puppy.
busting ass
That's
like
the puppy that
crazy.
he gave you after he dies. That's John Wick. Now you would murder
Yeah,
everybody
I
in a
would
50
murder
mile
Yeah.
radius. for that
everybody in
shit.
the world. Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, and if it was there's a letter in the car, isn't there, from the wife or something for John Wick.
I think when the puppy's delivered, he reads it and
There,
then
yes, there's a letter.
drives out in
with
his
the
car.
puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to watch.
somebody
I'm
tries
going to
buy
watch
the
it.
car from me. He's like,
You
no,
should
it's
watch
not
it,
for
right?
sale.
You've
Yeah.
never seen
I've seen
Yeah.
the first one. And then
I made her watch all 3 about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. She didn't
You're
watch.
so good.
I don't
Yeah.
pay attention.
Like,
I know
well,
the first one. I know the point.
I need to. I think my next project, well, not for podcast, but I need to catch up with the Fast and Furious films in time for
I've
the 9.
actually never seen a
Neither
Fast
have
and
I.
Furious movie.
There's a new one about to come out.
What is this?
Yeah,
number
that's the-
27? Like, I feel like this shit
He
has been
loves
going
them.
forever.
He
Yeah.
loves them. I don't give a shit. About, I really don't. I don't give a shit about the Fast and Furious.
Do y'all think they're gonna go to space
But
eventually?
for me,
If I do, that's when I'll watch.
for me, like I think the storylines are getting really cheesy and out there, but it's a nostalgic memory of
Yeah.
like watching the first one with my dad when I was little.
See,
Yeah.
I can-
That's cool. I watched Hobbs and Shaw, the spin-off, which
Yeah.
was completely ridiculous, but I quite liked it. There was a bit when he was holding onto the helicopter, a bit like Captain America, he was holding onto a helicopter with one hand and the car with the other, and the Rock
Oh.
pulls the helicopter in because he's
I
so
haven't watched
strong. He
it. I'll
pulls
do
the
that.
helicopter into him, and it's like, yeah, okay.
I think I stopped after I watched Fast and Furious 2, then Tokyo Drift with the dude from South Carolina or somewhere. He was
Okay.
in the Client, the super
Oh,
the Southern dude.
Brad
yeah.
Renfro.
Yeah, Brad Renfro, and
Ain't
I
he
got,
dead?
I don't know. That's sad.
no, I think
I don't know who
I
you're
can't
talking
remember.
about.
The little boy from Client.
Is he dead?
I thought Brad Renfro OD'd or some shit.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Well, now I lost my track of.
Well, somebody has to Google that shit right now because we have to solve it before this.
Yeah.
Crows dead. I stopped watching after the third or fourth one. Like when they started getting ridiculous and not about car racing, I stopped. But
He's dead. We should probably solve this on this episode.
Yeah.
Not worried about that.
Yeah, I feel like we've got you way off. You got
No, it's fine.
becomes her.
No, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, I had other questions,
I
but
told you this is how it's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
no,
He died in 2008.
2000.
That's why he didn't come back to the sequels.
That's why he didn't come back for the sequel.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Don't laugh about it like that.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I love Brad Renfro.
yeah. Yeah. So let's get into it then. Death Becomes Her. We've sort of
Okay.
mentioned it previously a little bit. So a little bit of background for people listening. So I'm in a film club, as I mentioned. We watched Death Becomes Her. I didn't know anything about it, so I sort of went in pretty cold. I thought it was really bad. So I put on Twitter, I said, I'm watching this and it's so stupid. I can't stand it. And I didn't think anything more of it. And then Kelly got in touch saying, how dare you? It's the best film ever. How dare you? How very dare you? Not like that in your accent.
What about it put you off the most? I mean, was it the cheesy special effects? Because remember, this is an 80s movie.
No, it's
No,
90s.
92.
92.
So I
92
think
movie.
I just felt that it could have been so much better. It was, because we'll get into this in a bit more detail maybe, but it's sort of the point behind it, the satire about how women sort of aren't allowed to age in the public eye in Hollywood and stuff. That's a really interesting topic, but I just didn't feel that it really kind of answered it didn't really sort of give any depth. I didn't think it was funny enough. I just thought it was really stupid. So
That's the reason that I love it, is because you're putting too much thought into
What are we
it.
talking about?
I think that's maybe the issue.
Oh.
So when did you first see it? When did you first watch
When
it?
did I first see it? When it came out.
When it came
So
out.
I would have been like
Yeah, so we would have been 12.
10, yeah.
She would have been 11. I would have been 12.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no big message here. That this movie is not trying to tell you that women are not allowed to age. This is a fucking hilarious movie with Bruce Willis acting like a fucking idiot and goddamn Goldie Hawn with a hole in her shit. I mean, you're thinking too hard, son. You got to turn that shit off.
I think maybe
It's just a
I was-
comedy fucking movie.
I was expecting too much from it. I think that was
You
probably my
were.
problem.
You put too much. Everything doesn't have to mean something. Sometimes you can just blank it out and
I
fucking do shots and watch a movie and it's fucking funny because why? I mean, I don't know. It made me laugh. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I-
and I am absolutely there for it. And also, for me, Meryl Streep, because in my head, Meryl Streep is like, God, it's like,
Yeah.
Meryl Streep. And then she's like, blessed there.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at Bruce Willis now, as
Yeah.
big as he is, they're like, I can't believe he did this horseshit movie. He did that horseshit movie because it was fucking fun. Y'all shut up.
Yeah.
He had the best
so
time.
much fun. Goldie Hawn always has fun. So
Yeah, there's no message. Stop looking for a message. It's just a fun fucking
But
movie.
I think the filmmakers wanted there to be a message as well. So I think that's the problem.
I don't think so. I think they got coked up because it was the 90s.
That would
And
make
they
a
were
lot of
like,
sense.
What can we do?
There's a whole scene with Bruce Willis being serious about how he spray paints bodies because
Yeah.
they're too dry. This was just trying to be. To me, this is like the Blazing Saddles of death comedies.
Does anybody know offhand any other movies that came out that same year? What was this movie competing with or whatever?
91. That's the defending life came out in 90 or 91.
It was
So this is,
92.
Right around the same time. This would have been
92.
Terminator 2.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
think early 90s. Kramer versus Kramer. Goddamn.
No, that's way early.
That's 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually good with years. I'm blanking.
Hold on.
Ninja Turtles 1.
So I'm just having a look. Sleepwalkers, A Few Good Men, Candyman, Single White Female, Reservoir Dogs,
Oh, it came out in
See,
92.
those are all
That's
super
92.
serious movies.
Yeah.
Batman Returns. This is just what Google's coming up. Unforgiven, Hand
Yeah,
on Rock's
92 was a
Cradle,
lot of serious movies.
Yeah.
I feel like this was the one comedy.
Bodyguard.
There weren't a lot of
They were
comedies.
like,
I want to say 92 didn't have a lot of
We're doing
super
a fucking
comedy shit.
comedy.
No.
And also, I feel like Isabella Rossellini. I feel like
Oh.
her fucking
Her
role-
casting was the best in the history of the world.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nobody
I talked
else
about it
could have
last
done
time we
that.
watched
And
it.
she is actually the only single performer in that movie to win an award for that movie.
Oh,
Like,
did she?
The movie won a lot of awards for special effects and
Yeah.
things like that. And there were a lot of nominations, but she actually did win an award for her role in it because, goddamn, how do you not love Isabella Rossellini?
I liked her
And
costumes.
What she say? She was like, I'm 97 years old. Or
Yeah.
And you got fat ass Goldie Hawn over
Yeah.
here. She's like, you can make me pretty.
That was weird when seeing Goldie Hawn in a fat suit.
It was fucking weird. And that's
weird.
what I'm saying. Like, this is not a serious movie.
Yeah.
There's no message. It's just watch this.
But
Eat a bunch of bullshit and drink some
Yeah.
beers and have a good time.
It
is a good time.
Going back to Isabella Rossellini, I like the outfits in that house. The butler
Yeah.
who had these like purple and
That
black
one,
striped trousers and then like a waistcoat vest thing with his chest out. I just thought, I want to wear that. But I feel like I was on Gladiators, the 90s show. That's what it reminded me of.
also
Glaze.
love that she has such control in the house, and that like her servants are Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah.
Like, you serve me, I don't even give a shit what your real names are. Like,
She's done with it because she's
she is
185 years
she's
old.
the shit. She's the madam. She's the the
Yeah,
mom,
she's
you know.
yeah. That was quite cool. It's so. What do you think about the fact that it's so like female led? Because they're still kind of struggling to see that now in films. It's getting better, but this is
I
sort
love
of
that. And then there was a lot of that. We were actually talking, which I haven't seen in a while. You remember She-Devil?
She-Devil.
She-Devil.
I was like, Death Becomes Her makes me want to watch fucking She-Devil.
Yeah.
Have you seen She-Devil?
No, what's that?
It's
I'm gonna look it up.
Roseanne Barr, and she gets super pissed at her husband, who is, what's that guy's name?
Because he's cheating on her with
What's the actor?
Meryl Streep.
Oh yeah.
It's the actor. He has a car that runs on.
So
He's
this
like
could also-
5,000.
So this could also be a link to Death Becomes Her.
Although She-Devil gets a worse Rotten Tomato scores than Death Becomes Her. It's 40%
She-Devil is the
She-Devil.
best shit ever. Let me tell you what, this bitch, oh my God. And it's got that crazy little old lady that hides the fucking things on top of the fridge. The chocolate cakes. And she comes in and gets, who's that little old lady? She's dead now. She talks real funny.
Just talk about the movie.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check.
Soundtrack like our shit.
I know, I'm sorry,
She-Devil
I'm sorry.
looks
I know,
really
we're
bad.
Cut out
making
whatever.
less of your-
I know, we're fucking you up.
Yeah.
We're probably the worst choice for a first interview.
You joking? This is great. I'm enjoying this. Talk about whatever we want.
But no, I mean, just, I think there's no, that movie came out in a time when you don't think about it.
Roseanne Barr has her own show, Roseanne,
Yeah.
and then she does this movie. She's married to Ed Begley Jr. That's her
That's
husband.
what I was trying to think.
Now
Yeah.
he cheats on her with a writer who is Meryl Streep, who
Yeah.
basically she's Danielle Steele. She's super rich. She has
Yeah.
a bunch of books. They get married, and she decides to destroy their lives in every way
Yeah.
she can.
Roseanne goes
While they're
nuts.
divorced.
She burns the house down
It
with
is
like
very.
shit in the
It
microwave.
is one of the best female revenge comedies I've ever seen.
Fucking
They
love
don't make
it.
them like that nowadays, and nobody talks about it. But this was
But
this
as
is
far
like
as
the female revenge movie. If you had one, that's the
female-led
one.
movies, you need to watch fucking She-Devil.
Linda
That
Hunt.
shit is good.
Linda Hunt is the lady she's talking about. Have you seen Kindergarten Cop?
Oh, I love it.
Okay, you know
Uma.
the little short principal. She's like, did you like it when you punched that guy out?
Oh, yeah.
That's her. She plays the mom in that movie. Or I think she's actually the lady that hires her at a
She works
hiring
in
place.
like an old lady
Yeah,
home or
and,
something.
like, she
but
starts
they're
working with her.
cupcakes for
Yeah,
her on top
and
of the refrigerator.
They work like in a crazy house, and they just let the people run around and do whatever they want. They
Yeah.
go and start screwing these people's lives over, and she gets this woman to start helping her do all this stuff.
I feel like she was in a lot.
Fucking
Yeah.
great.
I feel like she was in a lot of films around that time. I sort of she's one of those actors that was just in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with oh god, I can't remember his name, but he voiced Iago. No, God, I can't remember. But there was a guy who had a really like funny voice. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna talk like this. The actor. Oh god, cannot remember his name. Sorry, that was a bit of.
That part has to stay in.
Yeah, you will know that.
But since you brought it up, I'm gonna have to talk about our friend who's in the podcast Nuzzle House, who narrates our life for us.
Okay, yeah.
I heard that he did the other day.
He has the absolute best voice ever, and he will people narrate our rants on Twitter.
I ran it on Twitter about my drive home.
Yeah.
And I called somebody an ass clown, and I was like, sure, guy, you know, fucking drive wherever. And Kelly was like, holy shit, this guy needs to fucking narrate this. And he fucking did.
And he also narrated something for me where I was talking about this guy with like lime green bicycle shorts.
But he sounds like a storyteller from like mystical times. Like if you were watching the
I was driving home in this ass hat and a green
Oh my god, and he's fucking
right in front of me. Who do you
He
think you
goes,
are?
goddamn ass clown. And I was like, oh
So what's this guy called? So I'm gonna check it out.
Nuzzle House.
Yes,
Nuzzle House.
Nuzzle House. And his podcast is a literary podcast where he reads things. And I swear to
okay.
God, no matter what he's reading, it's amazing because his voice.
He should be a voice actor. He's
Oh,
the
cool.
area of the podcast.
If we
community.
ever get famous, he's the first person I'm hiring to be
Oh,
on
nice.
our team.
Oh my god.
I can't wait for that day. Yeah. The guy I was thinking of, by the way, is Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh shit.
That's the actor I was trying to do the impression of.
Irritating. This guy is wonderful.
He's irritating, but he's good. Same as Bobcat Goldthwait. Everybody knows him. Everybody knows Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah,
If you haven't seen Bobcat Goldthwait movies, he has done a couple. There's one called God Bless America.
Right.
You should watch it. It's about like a dude my age finds like a high school girl and they both hate the world and decide just to go on a rampage.
Oh shit. That
And
shit was
it's a dark comedy, but it is very good. I think he has another movie from about 5 or 6 years ago, and everything that Bobcat Goldthwait has directed has been good. I didn't expect it, but they're amazing.
I'm gonna check that out.
And he was what, Booger?
He's taking notes like
No,
No,
I know.
no, that's not Booger. That's the dude from Police Academy. Booger is from Bridge of the Nerds.
Oh, okay.
Bobcat Goldthwait is.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I wanna
about Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds?
Did you see it?
No. I feel like
I feel like you had never watched a movie.
I'm starting to feel like that too. I promise you, I have watched
But
films.
you've never watched it.
So you've never heard of the ghost on the scene of Three Men and a Baby?
No. I know Three Men and a Baby.
We talked about that.
We actually did that, did
No,
shot.
oh my. That's the joke. The joke was we'd already done a podcast about it, so
This is
Oh.
a dad joker back here. You got
Yeah, he's not that.
I'll get another shot.
So
I'm
Death,
trying
Be-
to-
so Death Becomes Them. What do you make of the special effects in it?
I thought they were awesome.
Yeah.
We were so young when it came out. That's not a thing that I would have thought about. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was so little, I never would have been like, oh, look at them shitty effects.
Yeah.
When I look back at it now and I compare it to stuff from the same time,
Yeah.
I feel like they were good.
I
They were
watched.
absolutely good. They were Oscar winning. I mean,
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
yeah, apparently- which I didn't know, but apparently I never would have thought that movie won any
I
awards.
got notes. Hold
I mean,
on.
that's right.
Oh,
Hold on.
here we go.
I got notes. It won the Oscar for Best Visual Effects. It won the BAFTA for Best Special Effects. It won the Saturn for Best Special Effects, and it won the ACCA, which I didn't
I don't know.
notate what that was.
Yeah.
But for Best Visual Effects, that was winning everything that year.
That's 'cause
For
Pretty much all the effects before this and Terminator 2 were done in camera or they were matte paintings of just shit in the background. They did where she threw the thing through the woman and she's sitting there.
I like it when
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
leans down and looks through the hole in her belly.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
Yeah,
thing.
like all that, like that's where they recorded one scene
Yeah.
to another and
Some people
overlaid
do
it.
that
They
for
hadn't done that shit before.
Like fist fight over who used to be Bruce
Yeah.
Willis.
so I think
Yeah.
you can't even argue that the effects.
Is
were
the
good.
effects part of your problem with this movie?
No. I thought they were. I thought they were pretty good. Like you say, 30
Okay.
years ago.
Is it, so is the story, or
Yeah,
is it,
you
or is it the
realize-
acting, or is it the?
I just
Why do you hate this movie?
Why do you hate this movie?
just before we leave the effects, I read that the company who did it used a lot of the stuff they learned from this film to make Jurassic Park. It was the same
cool.
company. So without this film, we might not have had Jurassic Park.
See?
Did you like Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I'm just saying it. That's a
I'm
good.
waiting on
That's
him to go.
a,
I haven't seen it.
yeah. What's Jurassic Park? No, I have seen it.
Jurassic Park.
I have seen Jurassic Park. But no, that's a good thing for the movie. I just think it. I didn't actually find it that funny. I've got to say, sorry. So I thought it was just a bit.
I know that British people do have a different type of humor than us, though, right?
I think it might be me because other British
Well,
people
I
in
think
my
it's
film club
definitely you
liked
because
it.
our Twitter poll proved that.
It was, yeah,
But I do know that, I mean, y'all do have a different,
yeah.
you know,
It's a lot more.
I thought it was funny, and maybe like, because I know Bruce Willis and I know Meryl Streep and I know Goldie Hawn, so just them doing that role immediately for me is funny.
Right.
Whereas those are American actors and actresses, maybe y'all don't know them as well.
No,
so
we know. Yeah, we
just
definitely
it
know
being them maybe is not funny for you because you
Yeah.
don't know them.
And that's actually something that I consider, like, for us in America. I mean, and I guess worldwide. I mean, Meryl Streep is a classic actress. You know, like.
But for us, but they might be like, "Who the fuck is Meryl Streep?" I don't know.
But she has. Hold up, I've got notes on this. She has 177 award wins and 373 nominations.
Wow.
Like, she
Yeah.
is, but she's the bottom diggity.
So my
But
question
then
for
she's on, like, this movie talking about blasted with her, like, tongue and that.
so
Yeah.
my question for you is, did you know who they were
Oh, yeah.
prior?
Yeah, they're really
And so that
big.
didn't even just automatically make, like, Bruce Willis in that role didn't just automatically make it fucking funny for you because it did for me. Like, if you think about
Die Hard?
Die Hard, and you're
Yeah.
like, that's fucking Die Hard right there. Like, that
Yeah.
is just immediately fucking hilarious
Yes.
to me that it's fucking Die Hard.
Yeah.
It's like,
I thought,
oh,
yeah,
what's Die Hard doing right now?
he was really playing against type, wasn't he? Because yeah, usually
Yeah.
he's sort of quite charismatic, and he comes across well, where he's just this sort of dweeby guy, just couldn't get a word in edgeways because all these women were just sort of talking over him and stuff.
Getting his ass beat by two fucking
Yeah.
horrible bitches the whole
Also,
way.
like Meryl Streep waking up and needing the reassurance. Oh, you're looking younger and younger every
Yeah.
day,
Oh,
Madeline.
yes.
Like that little neediness she had with the face patches just showed, like, to me that was self-deprecating, and I like that about Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
That she did that.
I
Yeah.
love
That's
it
about where
so
I fell
much.
asleep watching that movie.
I love it
So
so
much
much.
better. He wakes up
And
with
I'm a
alcohol and
fucking
has
huge fan
do
of
the
a
dude with
lot
the hot
of
tub, and he's got his
movies
look
that
on his face.
Meryl Streep did.
And he's
I
so
mean,
happy
she
to
did
see
Silkwood.
him.
She
Silkwood was
I walk
fucking
in the theater,
amazing.
and the guy's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, don't give me
Silkwood
shit.
don't
He's
get
an
enough
actor.
love.
You have to
She
recognize
did the
him."
Deer Mother.
And
I
that
mean,
starts
she did.
everything.
She
Yeah.
did all these, like, serious movies.
Yeah.
Like, she is a amazing actress. Like, hands down.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
And I feel like they all took it super lighthearted, and they're
Yeah.
like, "This is about to be the most fun we've ever fucking had."
But it felt like they were.
And I'm wondering if, like, just the fact that maybe she was in it, or that, these, like, serious actors were in it, that maybe people expected it to be something that it wasn't.
But that makes you an idiot because, I mean, what is the name of the movie? It's Death Becomes Her, and then you look at the description, and it's fucking two women find a fucking 800-year-old fucking Isabella Rossellini that's gonna make them drink something, and then they're gonna be cool, and then Bruce Willis over here wearing a wig, a different one in every fucking scene if you pay attention. Like, I mean,
By the way, I love Bruce Willis so much. Like,
I do.
Yeah.
I will watch anything that has Bruce Willis in it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. So you watched it when it first came out, and then so when you watched it last night, was that the first time you'd seen it in 30 years, or had you seen it in
No,
between?
because he loves this movie. We watch it a lot.
Right.
We watch it
I
a
watch
lot.
it every few months.
And then,
That, The Thing, and They Live, and a bunch of other
Um,
dumb ones, Return of the Living Dead. I just watch them all the time.
I'm about to make us sound old as hell, but y'all know now we have the option. We've got Netflix and we've got Hulu, and you can search and you can watch whatever you want to. But I even remember back in the day when we actually had to watch shit that was on cable. I remember Death Becomes Her came on all the time.
Showtime used
Years.
to play it a lot. Like
Years after.
we had cable boxes that were.
Yeah. And if
Correct.
we
Yeah.
looked up and it was
So
like,
that was
holy
one of the things
shit,
that just
Death
came
Becomes
on
Her is
all
coming
the
on at
time.
9, we were fucking watching Death Becomes Her at 9 because
Yeah.
that's a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
was
yeah,
reading
we
that.
watch it a lot.
I've seen Death Becomes Her, Speed, and Dumb and Dumber 5 million times because those 3 movies were on
I have a
rotation.
story.
Oh, for me, it
Kelly's
was.
got a story about Speed.
I have a story about.
Oh, go on.
We watched it the other day.
We just watched Speed like not even a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one.
Shut
we
up.
like.
Right.
There's nothing better than Speed.
This is
Alright,
about to tell how old. But when I got my first job, I was working at a grocery store, and what I bought for my parents the first Christmas where I had my job was a VCR and the movie Speed. And she watched it like every fucking
2
day.
or 3 times a day.
Oh wow. Do you know all the
Like, every
lines? All the
favorite shit ever. Like,
Wow.
Oh my God! And
Never
after
got
watching
tired
it with him the other day, I would like to go back and say that if I had to, I still say Hatchet and Hot Tub Time Machine because those are my jam.
Yeah.
But if my life depended on it, deep in my heart, what's my favorite movie? Probably Speed.
Speed. That's the one that you keep going back to. That's your favorite, definitely. I think as a kid, I seem to remember Beverly Hills Cop 3 was on all the time. So I know that one pretty well. And Kindergarten Cop was another one. Probably Demolition Man. And then all the James Bond films. So they were always on.
Definitely Demolition Man and the first one with Pierce Brosnan.
GoldenEye.
Was on rotation all the time.
Yeah.
A
View to a Kill.
So he's going to have it's going to be a little bit like 5 years later for everything. So yeah.
Yeah, A View to a Kill is I think that was Roger Moore's last one. That's the one that I seem to remember seeing the most. It's got what's she called? Grace Jones. The singer. She's one of the bad guys in it. Is it Grace Jones?
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
That's before she got real big with Conan and all the other shit.
And Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken's the bad guy.
I love Christopher Walken.
Yeah. We're going back to the True Romance again, aren't we? I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was. That's what you guys are doing to me now. That was it. So I thought
absolutely terrible. You can blame everything on us.
Yeah, I remember I read that it actually Death Becomes Her didn't do that well when it first was released in the movie theaters, but it found a real following on home video and DVD and stuff. So it sounds like you guys are part of that group that kind of
we didn't see it in the theater.
No,
I didn't.
Yeah.
No, that would have been after when we.
And part of that, I think, is
disavowed
because how do you market that? Like it's funny, it's a comedy, but it's not really a children's comedy, which our parents, because we grew up in the 80s and our parents didn't give a shit about us, so we got to watch it. But so like, how do you market it really? So that's probably why I didn't do good in theater.
Yeah, I think as well from the looks of it.
The people that were drawn to it were people that were drawn to the actors, and that was such a different thing.
For all of them.
Who directed this?
Robert Zemeckis. Robert Zemeckis.
Who?
Robert Zemeckis.
Oh yeah, now he's done Robert Zemeckis is like one of the best comedy.
He did Back to the Future, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I'm terrible when it comes to directors. When people start talking about directors, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Then they'll start naming off movies. Like, I've seen all these. Then
I was reading about it that I think
brothers, the guys from. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I was just I think it was supposed to be like a really low budget thing, and then Robert Zemeckis found it. So then suddenly, when he was on board, that's when Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn came on, and then the budget.
Everybody attached to it.
Yeah. And I think that was probably so. I fell into the same trap that the reviewers at the time did, where we expected it to be one thing, and it was something completely different.
Oh, they're completely different. And then you got to think about it from the actor's standpoint too, right? Like pretend like you're Meryl Streep and you've done all these cool ass fucking movies, but then you get this fucking script and you read it and it is fucking ridiculous. Are you not jumping on that shit? Because I fucking
absolutely.
I'm not gonna go.
That's absolutely what happened.
You want to be in this for like SAG minimum? Boys, Robert Zemeckis is directing it, and it's got Bruce Willis and Meryl Streep.
Exactly.
Fuck yes, exactly. I would say the same thing.
I mean, certainly they read the script and they were like, "Holy shit, this is dumb as fuck."
Right.
But they're like us, and they're like, "It's fun, dumb."
Imagine reading the script. Imagine reading the script and seeing those effects and not knowing how they're going to be done, and then they won awards for it, so you don't even know how any of this shit's going to be done.
Yeah.
And it's a comedy director doing these crazy special effects.
I think anybody who hates it puts too much thought into it.
I think
except for you, we're not talking about you specifically.
I'm talking about you.
He's done it 100 times. We're not talking about you specifically, just in general.
I think if you're watching it, and especially if you're watching Meryl Streep, like who I fucking love in this movie, like how she commits to it is so fucking funny to it. Like the whole flaccid thing where she's like.
Flaccid.
Your favorite thing.
No, isn't that right before he pushes her down the stairs?
I mean, that's
Flaccid. Yeah, okay, that's the thing.
Flaccid.
That's so anti what we know about Meryl Streep. But I feel like she's so in it. Like she's having
I feel like that whole role got her the Devil's Wear Prada.
Okay, well, hold on.
Right? That's her in the what?
I have a question then.
Yeah.
After this, you say this movie came out in when?
92, yeah.
How many dumb fucking movies did her or Goldie Hawn or Bruce Willis do after that? Was this their only really dumb fucking movie?
Before this would have been like Goldie Hawn.
Before this.
That's what I'm saying. Before this would have been a lot of stuff. After this would have been like The Sixth Sense and Goldie Hawn doing. No, she did the one with the guy with the gray hair. He plays banjo. He's a
Bruce
comedian.
Willis did Hudson Hawk, which was kind of a letdown.
But that was
I
before
saw
92.
that.
That was like 91, and I didn't.
Steve Martin. I think
Danny Aiello, and they sing to keep the time while they rob shit.
I
I've seen that
so
movie.
bad,
Okay.
y'all. So
Thank
I
you.
might get up.
They're trying to make
Oh,
gold.
come on.
They're trying to make
Oh, I'm
gold
hurting
out of
everybody.
lead.
We're
Everybody
too
knows
old
that
to sit in
movie.
the floor. You gotta sit.
I'm just having a look at Meryl Streep's film. I mean, Mamma Mia is pretty stupid. I don't think that
I
counts.
actually never saw Mamma Mia, and I don't even really know what the fuck it's about. I know it's a musical.
It's a girl trying to find her
I'm not
dad,
a
and
fan
their
of
mom
musicals.
has slept with like 3 different dudes, so they're singing about who is the dad.
Oh shit! The whole thing is like a Maury Povich episode.
Yes. It's a musical Maury Povich. I'm not the father, right?
But it's,
Am I wrong, or am I right?
And the
It's based
singer
on-
has determined
Yeah, have you seen Mamma Mia? Is
I haven't actually
musical
seen it.
Maury Povich?
So I haven't actually
You
seen
haven't
it.
seen
So
it?
no, I'm just going off what I've heard. But it's based on
I
ABBA
feel like
songs.
That's what it is, though.
Are ABBA a big deal in the US? ABBA.
ABBA, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's based on ABBA songs.
yeah. But that's
Oh,
all,
shit,
I mean,
I
that's
forgot
all I
about that,
know
yeah.
about it. Like,
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that it was about whatever you said, them trying to find the dad or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Hey, over there, do y'all have weird talk shows where sluts bring on like 5 dudes and make them take paternity tests to figure out who's the dad
Oh
and their baby?
yeah. So what, like Jerry Springer, that kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
do that over there?
So there's well, not anymore, but there used to be a show called the Jeremy Kyle Show. So a guy, Jeremy
I
Kyle.
remember him.
Yeah. And but I think it got taken off air because I can't remember what it was, but there was a big scandal. It was something where, because like all of those, they want to get a reaction out of these people, and they kind of, they push him and push him. And I can't remember what it was, but they kind of went over the line with something. Oh God, I can't remember. But there was this a couple of years ago. It was
Did
like all
somebody
over
get
the papers.
murdered?
Well, do you remember?
Because that happened on one of ours.
Well,
Y'all
Oh,
remember
wow.
I
that?
think the reason To Catch a Predator got canceled because they caught a dude and then he ended up going to his house and killed himself. The Jenny Jones thing was about a guy who was on there with
That was awful.
it was a transgender woman, and he didn't like it and
No.
ended up murdering her
It,
later.
no. It was
His
just a
neighbor.
gay. No, it was just a gay dude.
Oh, it was just okay, shit, I got it
that
wrong.
brought
Yeah.
the other guy.
But yeah, that's
to
it.
tell him he was in
It
love
was there
with
was his
him.
neighbor, and he got mad and killed him later. It was
Yeah.
crazy as
Yeah.
shit, and they stopped
Oh,
doing it
wow.
after that. Yeah.
I didn't know if that like reality TV was a thing y'all did over there.
Well, no,
I
remember,
feel like
Yeah,
a
oh,
very
yeah.
do you
American
remember
thing.
Shaun of the Dead that had that reality show at the end where she's like, "Oh, you love your zombie husband." Do you remember that? Remember at the very end of that? I think that's a real show.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Jeremy Kyle. Yes, one of the guests killed himself, I think, because of something on it. So, and then after that, I think a judge looked into it and said, basically, this show's fucking awful. So they cancelled it a couple of years ago.
What show was awful?
Oh, it's
Jeremy Kyle show.
it's called the Jeremy Kyle Show.
Like the Jenny Jones thing, and I was asking if they had reality TV over there.
Oh yeah,
Even
yeah.
though like y'all aren't
What?
technically that far away, I mean, y'all feel like a whole different group of people. Like when I think about people over there, I'm like, what the fuck do they do? Like,
No,
I'm like,
it's
what do y'all's
similar.
grocery stores look like? Probably exactly the same as ours, but in my mind, I'm like, those magical people
But
over
y'all
there.
have different snacks. We know y'all have different snacks because Chat Spanish sent us.
Yeah.
Apparently, y'all love bacon way more than I thought y'all did, because pretty much everything that they sent us was bacon flavored.
Oh yeah.
Skins of
For
some
some
kind.
reason, I thought that y'all didn't do bacon. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
No, we love bacon. I suppose
For some
because
reason, I thought y'all didn't
Yeah.
do bacon.
in the UK we see loads of American like TV shows and stuff, so we know quite a lot about.
Y'all
like,
love bacon because of us.
No. I'm just saying. Whereas you guys don't.
Cause that shit.
You guys don't see like proper UK life that often. You might see Downton Abbey, but that's not how British people live.
Yeah,
Not these days, anyway.
which I've actually never watched that show either.
I didn't watch it. My ex watched it, and I just couldn't stand it. So.
What do you think about Peaky Blinders? Have you watched that?
Oh, I've not seen it, but people love it. It was
Wait,
I love Well, I don't know if you.
The
I don't know,
first
is it Cillian Murphy or
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy?
Cillian Murphy.
It is Cillian. Thank you. I love him as an
Yeah.
actor. I love who played Bane.
Did you
Venom.
watch?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy,
He
yeah.
plays a gangster in it. and
Oh,
just
cool.
Literally every casting choice in that show.
I don't know how far along they are. I
Yeah.
only
I'm
watched the
excited
first
for this.
season, and
Peaky
maybe
Blinders has been up to 4. The last
yeah,
one,
I didn't watch it, but
everyone
I think
to
you
me has been
watched
better
the
than the
whole
last
thing.
one. I loved all of them.
I
Yeah.
liked it a lot.
Okay.
I've not seen it, but they filmed a bit in my hometown because the theatre in the hometown looks kind of old, like 1920s. So they filmed a bit of it outside that. So
That's a movie I watched recently that I really liked. I didn't know it was directed by.
You're like just moving.
Hold on, I was about to ask the dumbest
I
question.
was talking
No,
about
you keep going.
David Cronenberg. I thought only did crazy movies. He directed Eastern Promises and what's the one? The same guy who's in the town and he's a gangster, but he has like a normal life. And like the gangsters find him in that little town. Hold on, it's the same actor from Eastern Promises. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
While
I'm
he's
not sure.
googling that, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Go on.
I was gonna bring up another reference for that same thing. I was just gonna say Joe Dirt.
Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, Viggo Mortensen, yeah.
Oh, Viggo Mortensen.
He is also in another movie by the same director. Yeah. What?
No, I stumbled saying it.
Yeah, and it was the funny shit.
Yeah.
But I have a question,
Go on.
because also I'm terrible. I'm the dumb one. You can call me the dumb one, whatever. But
I
so
didn't say
our
that.
19, you just referenced it looked like the 1920s.
Yeah.
Our 1920s here was flapper girls and fucking casino cigarette girls.
Watch Peaky Blinders.
Is that what y'all had in the 20s?
Not really, no, because you
What
guys
was
went
y'all's
through.
1920s?
You guys went through. Was it Prohibition, that kind of era, wasn't it?
Yeah. Y'all
and then
didn't
there
have
was
that? Y'all were
the
just having
crash.
a
No,
great
that was
time.
that was an amendment for us. That's not them.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's why I'm the dumb one.
That was
Because
like the 28th or
it's
29th
really
amendment.
hard to look at somebody who lives that did a whole completely different life than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I can
She
answer
doesn't
my
know what's
question.
going on. I'm aware that NASCAR started because Prohibition people in the South decided to hop up their cars.
Do y'all
and
not
outrun
have NASCAR?
They outrun the police. No,
Dude,
they don't have
NASCAR is
NASCAR.
terrible. It's owned
Yeah,
here.
the
And I'm not saying NASCAR is great, but the reason we have those fast cars and racing to begin with is because someone hopped up a normal Ford car with a carburetor and outran the police because they said, "Fuck y'all, we're gonna make alcohol." You can't stop us."
But my question was, did they have flapper girls?
But they don't have the same thing because they don't even have Prohibition or
Do you,
anything we
even, do you
have.
know what a flapper girl
Yeah,
is?
yeah, no, yeah.
Do
Because
y'all have those over there, period? Did y'all at some point?
I'm not sure actually. I suppose in the UK, the 20s aren't really talked about because everyone sort of looks to the 10s for the First World War and then the 30s for the Second, and the sort of 20s tend to get forgotten about a bit in British history.
Wow, that's just wild.
Yes, so they didn't have anything that was, I guess.
There was no reason for the flapper girls because you could just go to the.
I mean, there might have
whatever.
been, there might have been,
Y'all
but
need
it's
to read some history. So.
I've already told y'all I'm the dumb one and I don't read history.
it's not something that people really. So as I say, they tend to focus on the wars, so they don't really talk about the 20s that much. But
Yeah, because
The
that
in
wasn't.
between time is what leads
So
to
do
the
you
war.
not think
That's
that's
the best parts. That's
Yeah.
what leads to the bullshit.
But this
That's
ain't
my
not-
favorite
Do
part.
you not think that's wild as shit? That like one
Have
of
you
our
ever-
biggest things.
have
I
you
mean,
ever
people
read-
dress up still like flapper girls for
Yeah.
Halloween.
Oh, I've
and that's
definitely
the thing
done that.
Y'all never even had.
You
Yeah.
look up the license plate of
It's just wild to me.
Franz
Well,
Ferdinand right before World War One of the license plate he was driving of the car when they got murdered. It's very weird.
Did it say
But yeah,
It
I've
has a
definitely.
date on it that could
eat a dick?
no, it's basically the armistice of World War One that calls the license plate has the date of the end of it somehow.
Yeah,
Dun,
I
dun, dun.
I've been to 20s themed parties, but it tends to be like American 20s theme, if you know what I mean. Which
Yeah,
we've kind of
yeah,
fallen
yeah.
out.
That was my thing, whether or not y'all had a.
I-
And that's just wild to me that you didn't. But now I understand why
It's
you
not that
didn't.
they different. They didn't, but the American are broadcasting our propaganda like the
Like Great
entertainment
Gatsby.
industry. Ours
and-
was so much bigger that everybody
Yeah.
just sees our shit, but they don't
Yeah.
recognize the other shit, even though it was going on everywhere else. They just focus on American 20s
Yeah.
bullshit.
What is
Well,
this coming Thursday for y'all?
Thursday. Oh, I don't know what date is it.
May 15th. What is that? Oh,
13th of.
Apparently nothing big if he's having to Google it.
Well, my Belgian people say that that's a national holiday thing, so I didn't
13th
know.
of May.
way far away from England.
Well, I know that, but I didn't know if it was like a whole European holiday thing or if it was just a
I
Belgian
think that
thing.
it's a national holiday. It would
May
only
Day.
apply-
The
Apparently
Dutch.
it's
The Dutch.
Ascension.
Yeah, it's the Dutch.
Whatever
what?
Ascension is. According to Google, it's Ascension. I don't know what that
So
means.
The Dutch had their
Oh, that sounds like some cult shit.
No, the-
they got their own country.
so in the
My
UK,
company does a lot of business in Belgium, and apparently they're all.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know if that was like a whole European thing or if it was just a Belgian thing. But
I think it might be just, but I mean, UK. Well, UK wanted to leave Europe. They had the vote
Yeah.
a few
yeah,
years ago.
y'all had the Brexit on.
Yeah, exactly. But
Oh shit! So are you like are you part of the Brexiters
Yeah.
or the
No.
non-Brexiters?
Well, there's
um,
Brexiters.
Brexiter is anybody from England, Ireland, Scotland that's on
They're
in
the
the UK.
Okay.
it's
Technically,
no, yeah. not that I sort of want to get too drawn on politics, but yeah, I voted
Oh,
Remain.
no, my bad.
It's okay, but I voted Remain.
Whatever you want out of it.
Hold on. Which countries are part of Brexit? If it's England, Scotland,
England,
and
Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go. That's
So
the one.
Southern Ireland is still in Europe.
Okay, they did.
My
they
mom
were
has a
separate.
Facebook friend from Wales, so she
Okay.
was talking about it like a
Yeah.
whole, and I'm like, I don't even care about our politics. Why are you
Yeah.
sending me these articles about?
It's
England's politics?
it's really divisive. Even now, it's like been 5 years since the vote, and it's still people really argue about it.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Not bad. It's not like fights on the street or anything, but yeah, there's people still argue about it now.
It's like an IRA, but it's bad.
It's not quite as bad as IRA
Exactly,
because they blew shit up.
Most people don't even know what that is. Like if you bring up the Irish Republican Army, people don't know what the fuck you're even talking about.
Yeah, I don't know loads about it, but obviously the island of Ireland, used to be one whole country, and then because the Brits owned it a bit, and then they had a big fight. So this bottom half got independence about 100 years ago. I think it's like the anniversary this year. But then the northern half stayed UK. But then I think the IRA wanted it to join up again, but the way they got their message across was to be terrorists and blow stuff up and whatever. So
that's exactly what I thought. Exactly what I was.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I'm a bit worried now. I'm going to get messages saying that's not what it is. You're wrong. But
Feel free to cut out what the hell ever you want to.
I don't. I'm going to leave it all
I
in.
mean, you cut our whole shit out of that.
Yeah, you can just not post this at all.
Yeah.
This is the worst.
I think we've been talking for about over an
Our
hour.
feelings won't be hurt, I promise.
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
I will still listen to your show, which I do.
Oh, well, thank you. I listen to
I
it. too.
try to listen to everybody else, for God, y'all, I do. But then it's like our shit snowballed so
Yeah.
fast. Like it started out where we had like 300 followers, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna listen to all these. And then the next day we had like 2,000 followers. I'm like, I can't listen to
Yeah.
I just can't fucking do it.
Yeah.
She works at home, so she can listen.
Yeah, so I listen while I'm supposed to be working.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't listen at work right now. I'm hoping I get back to the point where I can. Used
Oh,
to,
cool.
I could. And then,
But yeah, I know what you mean,
At all
because I'm
times.
trying to get through and listen to everyone's podcasts. But yeah, there's so many, and they're all great. But it's
I
just
know,
finding
and then
time.
like, how do you decide? It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I've got an hour today. And
Yeah.
then you pick one, and then all of their episodes are 2.5 hours. Well, I can't
Yeah.
do that. Like,
I've started to listen to podcasts on 1.5 times speed, just to try and get through them.
a lot
I
of
listen to my
people
books
do
at
that.
1.25 because it's so annoying. They talk.
It bothers
so
me to
slow.
change the speed.
Oh, I don't do that at all.
Yeah.
You need
It
to find a
makes them
program.
sound
No,
weird.
you got to find one that lets you change the pitch and the speed. You can lower the pitch because if you go
Yeah.
faster, it raises the pitch.
It makes them
You have to
sound
lower
like
it down.
Donald
So
Duck.
it'll make it sound normal if you can change
Yeah,
the
you got to
pitch.
find a program that lets you change the speed and the pitch, like Audacity or fucking Media Monkey.
Yeah. But I tried 2 times and it was too quick. I just couldn't
Yeah.
understand it. But so you guys
I
can
want to
speak.
listen to
quite-
them the way they're published. I
No,
don't
I
wanna speed them up. I want to listen to them the way people
Yeah.
mean them to be.
I mean,
You
they can put
know,
as many
And if you
words as they
can't
want on the page of a
listen to
book,
them
but you can
that
read
way,
as fast
then-
as you want.
I mean, you can't listen to them. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's also a thing that I've run into is like people are like pushing for us to listen. And I always try to listen. But if you hate it, then what do you say? I mean,
Yeah.
something like you never got that message.
yeah, I mean,
I know. I'm like that.
yours
Yeah.
is not in that category. I think
Oh,
I give
thanks.
you a 5-star, I think.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I think I
I've actually
gave you a
not
5
listened
star.
to you because
That's okay.
we
I
got
have
some-
listened to you. I like you, except for I completely disagree with your views.
Other than Death Becomes Her, we love you.
No, but I like your show.
Oh,
Is your
thank
show strictly audio, or do you also have a YouTube where you do?
It's audio at the moment. I set up a YouTube channel, but I've just put the audio on it, if you know what I mean. I've just put the audio as videos.
That's the way the majority of ours are. Every time we've had a guest, we've uploaded video. Except for
Okay.
Mark McConnell, because remember he asked us not to because his camera was shitty.
Oh,
He was like, I look terrible, please don't.
Yeah. I was going to ask, would
But
you
if
guys?
you want to put up the video, however
Yeah.
you edit it or whatever, we're fine with you doing video for us. That's fine.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we don't care.
We don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. I was going to ask, but that's good. That- yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
everybody has seen my face a whole fucking lot.
Yeah. There we are.
It's good to put some faces to names and voices. You know, you listen to a podcast and you kind of don't know what people look like or whatever. So
Oh
it's been
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how come we sell shot glasses.
With our faces on it.
Which, like, when I say it, it sounds super like uppity. We didn't mean it that way. We were just like, holy shit, we can put our faces on shot glasses.
Yeah.
We're not trying to go, hey, we're so cool. You want to buy the shot glass with our face? We're like, yo, we can put our faces on shot glass.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is what happened. She made a logo, and it was super colorful and really nice, but you can't put that on anything with detail because it costs too much money.
Oh yeah, he
So
actually
she was
drew
like,
the
hey,
faces.
what can we do? And I was like, I'll try some dumbass lawn drawings of everybody. And it was not bad, but then we gave it to my sister-in-law, my brother and his wife. She is like an artist, and she did everything with the colors and everything and made it fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And now it looks good on everything because it's so simple and easy to do. Like,
they're cool. Yeah, I like your.
Our actual Drunk Theory logo is me and Matt.
Yeah, and that was the good
Because
drawing.
we had started it.
Yeah.
And Kelly from the get-go was like, well, yeah, I'll make the drinks or whatever, but I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But then she had to be a part of it because we're fucking dumb and we don't do research. And, you know, we would tell her what we were doing and then she would just do it.
I mean, Kelly's the only one who turned up with notes today. So, you know, that's the impression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we came in and Kelly was like, I got notes. And I was like, was this the thing we were supposed to fucking take notes for? We watched the movie last night. I could have taken notes. I didn't know this was a note-taking situation.
And we've only talked about the film for 10 minutes. Those notes have gone to waste. Those notes have gone to waste. No, I'm joking. They were good. What's this?
In the beginning, it was very funny. Like I was worried about my career.
Yeah, Kelly didn't want like people finding out that it was her, and you know.
I was like, you know.
And then it was even to where, like at the beginning, I was editing it out. Like if I accidentally said, "Hey, Kelly," I would edit it out so nobody even heard her name.
Oh wow.
Kelly's telling a story and you cut her off and tell the same story.
It's because I'm better at telling stories than her. She goes on forever.
She's better than me. Kara's better than me. But I'm better at research in that as well.
She's better at research than anybody I ever met in my life.
So kind of what happened is we had an episode that was on secret societies that nobody did research except for me. So I had to just kind of be the whole episode.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be kind of really cute and everybody kind of liked it.
Yeah.
So
then Kelly was like, well, I guess I'm part of the podcast now.
no, I'm part of the thing. But I still get to make the drinks.
Yeah.
Which is what my whole thing from the beginning was.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I think mine's much less boring than that, but because I'm a bit of a control freak, so I wanted to do it on my own so that I could just control everything. But I think I'm missing out on some, having fun with mates or people.
I couldn't imagine trying to, and I know there are a lot of independent ones, especially because mostly if I listen just for fun, I listen to true crime, and there are a lot of them where it's just one, and it's just them telling a story. I need somebody else there to like ask me something or just put in something so that I don't feel weird about.
Yeah,
it's need us there to rein you in.
Right? Yeah. Like I love it that you can do it on your own. I could never.
You have the woman that does your voiceover that you said you're bringing in to do.
Yeah, that's my fiance. Yeah.
Your fiance.
Yeah.
Oh. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So, because she's super talented. She's way more talented than me just in life. But
she has a wonderful voice.
Yeah, much better than mine.
When I first was introduced to y'all, I thought that you were a team, but then I realized that she was just doing the voiceover for your show. Like
she didn't know that y'all was.
Yeah, but I roped her in. Also, my brother did the music, so I just sort of rung him up and said, because he plays bass guitar, so I was like, could you just do the music for me? So yeah, it's all like calling in favors from people. Yeah. But yeah, Ali I think's got a great voice. So she's a singer. Well, she's a teacher in profession, but she sings a lot, so she knows how to use her voice, if you know what I mean.
That's how I always thought that being a voice actor would be absolutely, the best fucking job, because nobody knows what the fuck you look like, but they still, like the people who voice the Simpsons, I can walk past them in Walmart or Home and never know, but they're still making all that fucking money.
They're paid a shit ton.
How is it that Nuzzle House doesn't have a gig like that?
Maybe he hasn't tried. Maybe he needs to reach out to some.
I mean, we need to find some people for him because really he's unemployed, but he has the most amazing voice I've ever heard ever.
When he said
Yeah.
goddamn ass clowns, I about lost my shit.
Right. Like,
It was great.
Yeah,
All right, but I
I'm glad
thought
to
we
check
got
it
you
out.
off track.
No, don't worry.
I'm so sorry.
I think
we are shitty. Yes.
No, we're not.
this is kind of what
We
I was expecting.
warned you before.
I think if we try and sort of finish up on Death Becomes Her, and then we sort of don't need to worry about it then. So
You need to tell us why you hated it.
Yeah,
And I
I
need specifics here, not just
So
I
I'll-
didn't think it was funny.
when I watched it so I watched it for the first time ever about a month ago, or a few weeks ago, whenever it was. I watched it again last night. I didn't hate it as much last night, the second time round, but I think it's because of expectation. So this time, so the first time I went in thinking, oh well, all those top actors and the director, oh, it should be really good, and was let down. Whereas this time I went in thinking it was the worst film ever, and it was better than that. So I think the expectations are the problem, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, so the first time you say, because you had high expectations because it was Meryl Streep and because it was Bruce Willis and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Do y'all have a movie over there that some big wigs have done that ended up just being a dumbass fucking movie?
Ooh. Probably, yeah. I just can't think what it is. I'd have to get back to you. I can't think of
Like,
top, but yeah.
to compare it to, because the reason we love it is because it was these big actors and it was so fucking stupid.
Don't get me wrong. I mean,
so
there's,
I feel like y'all have to have
and
something.
did such a good job.
They did.
yeah. There's people in the UK who love it as well. I think it's just me. It's not a UK
You're
thing.
the only one.
It's just me. Oh, well,
What's wrong with you,
according
son?
to Twitter, it is just me, I think.
I think you think too much. I
Maybe.
think you need to learn how to watch a movie and just like don't read reviews. Don't even read a fucking description. If I send you a message and I go, hey, watch this, just like Hulu it or whatever, turn it on, not even knowing what it's about,
Yeah.
and then decide if you like it.
I think, yeah, I think you're probably right, because I felt that it could have said a lot more about, like I say, about aging and kind of how it's different for women and men, and I felt like it could.
That's not what this was. This was just like, hey.
But see, that's where, hold on. Now see, you're focusing on the main characters with the two females and the male, and the reason they had to do what they do is because they died first. They fucked up.
Yeah.
Take care of your body. It's going to be with you for a very long time.
Yeah.
And Isabella Rossellini was also a female, but she had been doing this shit forever, was in charge. It's because she was smart enough not to die. And not saying that men are smarter than women, just these two women were fucking dumb because they spent their whole life hating each other and living their whole life being pissed that one stole a man from them instead of caring about their life. And to me, that's what it shows.
And not just a man.
Fucking Bruce Willis in a wig.
Goofy ass Bruce Willis in a fucking.
To me, it shows all three are really goofy and dumb as shit and made bad decisions. But at the very end, it just so happened to be Bruce Willis because that's the way they wrote the movie. But he realized that fighting over all this bullshit and everything didn't lead to anything good. If you live forever hating your life, it's worse than living for 20 years and having the best 20 years of your whole life.
Yeah.
And it's not because he was male, it was because he decided, fuck this shit. I don't need to live forever. Because even if you look at the big party they had, it was everybody.
Yeah.
From Elvis, who left, to what's her name, Zsa Zsa Gabor. I just want to be alone. It could be anybody. It just depends on how you take the situation. Do you want that fame? Do you need to be seen all the time like they need? Or he just is like, I'm cool. I'll sit back and just do whatever until I die.
No, if somebody offered me, you can live forever, I would not fucking take it. I mean, that sounds goddamn exhausting. What are you talking about? Like, I'll be 40 this year and I'm tired as fuck. And you're telling me that I've got to do it
I'm already 40.
thousand more years. No, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
I'm sorry.
So
The boys.
Yeah. If you were offered unlimited.
No, because you can't die ever. If I was a vampire, I could go out in the sun and end it. But if you have no way to end it,
you want to be a vampire.
Well, no, I get what he's saying. So what about you? I can give you a drink right now and you'll live forever.
I would have to read the fine print on that contract.
There is no fine print. It just says, I live forever.
No.
Drink it.
Possibly.
No, I never would. I never
Interesting.
fucking would. I get what he's saying. I would
Yeah.
do the. And we talked about this in one of our
What if you fell in a
episodes.
volcano? What if you
Yeah.
fell underwater?
No, hold on.
You're gonna drown
We talk-
forever for
no.
1,000,000 years?
We talked about this in one of ours, and it's live until you decide you don't want to live anymore.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a
Vampires.
kill switch for me.
That's vampires. That's
Somebody
two
needs
different
to
things.
give me a pill that I can swallow
Yeah.
or
This doesn't
whatever.
allow you to do that. She falls and breaks apart. That's
Yeah.
why it's bad. You can never die.
But
'Cause
just
they-
straight up, you're living forever. Hell no. I
Yeah,
don't
because
think
they'll
so.
be still
I'm
living
so
as the
tired.
head, won't they? You know, at the very end, they'll
Yeah.
still be living. They just can't get
Yeah.
their body
See,
parts.
Nobody wants
you
that.
know, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that. I'm good.
I think I would probably take it and then regret it, if you know what I mean. I think I'd
and
be
then
like
you
the
have to
people in the
regret
film.
it forever, though. And I don't think you understand the definition of ever in this context. But you take it, you regret it.
Yeah. One question I did mean to ask. So Bruce Willis at the end, or his character, you know, he goes on to have this great life. Were you like for him? Were you with him, thinking, yeah, great, or were you like
I
against
thought
it?
he was this shitty little weasel guy, and I was
Yeah.
like, I was always on board with the girls, and I was like, fuck that dude. But I know that that's a horrible position to come from.
No, it's
He
fine because
really didn't do anything wrong.
I was happy for Bruce Willis moving on and you know.
I honestly didn't give a shit about it.
because I was really happy for him, but I've heard opinions where they're just like, oh, it's, you know, typical man, they can still have a full life at 50, whereas for women it's kind of, you know, they're sort of consigned to the back of the
But in
thing.
this case, he did stick around until they fucking died, and he was treated like shit.
Yeah.
throughout
They did.
the
They
whole-
treated him like shit throughout the whole fucking thing. And the whole time, you know, I'm like, are you not Bruce Willis?
To me, this is like
Yeah.
to me, this is the
Because
ultimate
Bruce
reversal.
Willis is the fucking
Yeah.
man.
But in every other movie, it's
Bullshit,
Bruce
Bruce
Willis treating women like objects. And this one, both of them are treating him just like the guy who can fix them forever.
Yeah.
Because we told you to drink it. And he's about to fall, and he's got the shit in his back when he's at the
Yeah.
place,
Yeah.
and he's in the suit. And then she's like, drink it, or you'll die. Oh, it'll be great. And then finally she goes, drink it, you have to. And he goes, fuck no. That's where I went, yes, dude.
Yeah.
You don't fucking do what they say. You fucking throw that shit down.
Yeah.
It wasn't even because he could live forever, because he told them, I don't have to do what you fucking tell me. I
Yeah.
can die when I want to. And he was
done with
like,
him
no.
messing
He
bullshit.
finally
That's why I
grew a
like it.
spine. He grew a
I
spine and
will
finally.
watch anything with Bruce Willis in it, and I know that was one of the things that you asked us, like, what's our favorite actor? I love Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I'll watch anything that's in it. I don't think that he's the best actor. But
Yeah. He's your
Favorite
favorite.
actor.
That's a
Was that one of
different-
the questions?
No.
Oh, I missed that
It
one.
wasn't.
Yeah. I'm not sure who I've got a thing for Gal Gadot I quite like, but that's more just I like to look at her. So if she's in a film, I'll go and watch it. But other than that, I can't
Ethan
think.
Hawke, I guess, would be mine.
your
Ethan
favorite
Hawke,
actor.
yeah.
Not my favorite actor, but like the one dude where you can tell me
What?
it's about anything. It's about he finds a unicorn in Nova Scotia and it shits out rainbows and he rides that rainbow to Korea and then he fights with samurai sword. I don't give a shit. If
Oh, I
Ethan
watched,
Hawke is in it, I'm watching it.
That's
And-
my thing with Bruce Willis. So I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, like he's not per se my favorite actor.
I watched Ethan Hawke in Reality Bites recently. Have you seen that?
I love reality. Like, holy shit, that's a
The
great
establishment owed him Snickers, by the way.
I did. It wasn't for me. I just think I watched. You know, I was the wrong age. Watched it at the wrong time, and I just felt like.
Yeah, that's
I
something
feel
you gotta watch in your teen.
So have you
Yeah.
seen Sinister?
Have I seen what? Sorry,
Sinister.
Sinister. No.
That's Ethan Hawke
Hold
writing
on,
a book
shut up.
about.
Because I'm about to talk.
Oh,
It made a list. That is one of my
He
favorite
doesn't care
horror.
about reviews of this. We're talking about.
Sinister.
Okay. It made a list, and I don't know what magazine or whatever it was for, but it made #1 for the scariest horror movie.
Oh
It
wow.
beat out The Exorcist. So apparently now, you know, because forever The Exorcist, any list you look at, scariest horror movie, and I've seen The Exorcist. It's not for me.
Yeah.
It did not scare me. I understand how it scared people who saw it when it came out,
Yeah.
but now, I mean, The Exorcist is not. It beat out The Exorcist. Sinister, according to this magazine, is the scariest movie of all time. I love fucking Sinister. It's my goddamn jam.
Yeah.
But Ethan Hawke is in that, and I love him in that. And
Yeah.
he was also in the first Purge, which I'm not a fan of. I love the Purge series,
Yeah.
Second one is my fucking favorite.
I'm
The
actually a huge fan of the
First
first
one's the best one.
Purge. Like,
Fuck you! Hold on, have you seen either one of them?
No,
Have you seen
but
it?
like I say,
Oh no, there's way more than that now.
I'm a complete scaredy cat when it comes to horror films, so I've watched very few.
So you've never seen any of the Purge?
No, I went to
Okay.
see Invisible Man, you know, the recent one.
That's very
Oh,
good.
that shit is so good.
Oh my god! I had this big bucket of popcorn in the cinema,
I love
and
it.
you know the opening bit where she's trying to sneak out and she's been really quiet, really
Yeah.
quiet. She kicks a bin, like a trash can, and it makes a massive noise. This popcorn, I went whoa, and I jumped, and the popcorn went everywhere. It's like cleaning that shit up for the next
I thought
20
they
minutes.
did really good
They
with
did
that though. And
so good.
you know, when
Oh.
I started seeing previews or whatever, I wasn't super excited for
Yeah.
it. You know, I was like, yeah, this looks.
I enjoyed it, but I was
I liked
scared
it
as
a
hell.
lot. I thought it was really, it was way better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
And
Yeah.
I was actually a fan of the version that was made in the 20s. Because
Yeah.
I actually, in college, took a horror class.
Oh, cool.
That was an actual
Yeah,
thing.
our government pays for you to go to school to learn about horror movies.
That was an actual thing that happened.
Do y'all have that over there?
Yeah, there's film courses and things at universities. Yeah.
Well, we have film courses too, but this was strictly horror movies. So like that's
Yeah.
all
And
it
it was
was.
an honor.
It wasn't about
Wow.
like
An honors
learning how to
English
make
class.
movies or anything. It was watching
an
horror
honors-
movies
Yeah.
and deciding
It
whether or
was an
not you
honors
like them.
English class in horror.
Yeah.
But
I think there will be.
And so we watched like 100 movies or something like that during the course of it. But one of them, you know, was
The original Invisible Man, which I don't know if I've ever seen the original.
and I actually really enjoyed that, but I loved the remake also.
I
Yeah.
gotta say that, but I love that girl anyway, and she's the
She's
one
from
from
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale, yeah.
Yes.
I
can't
thought
think of
it. I
her
thought
name,
it was
but I love
great,
her.
but I was, and it's like the scene. Spoiling it a bit for anyone who hasn't seen it, but when in the restaurant where he just slits the sister's throat.
Holy
Oh.
shit, that was so unexpected.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
Oof.
it was
Yeah.
You're
really
so focused
good.
on the stupid emails. You're like,
Yeah,
holy shit, what just happened? Like her, you're like, what just happened? Shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that, but then you're watching and you're like, I did that. I froze.
But then at the end,
exactly what
yeah.
I said what happened. I was like, holy shit, she just cut her throat. Run, run. And I'm
But,
standing
yeah.
there going, nothing. Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, that was fucking good.
it was good.
Yeah. Although at the end when she gets her own back, I was like, yes, get in. Yeah, it was good. So I enjoyed it, but yeah, that's the last horror film I saw, and I was just a wreck. I was an emotional
Not
wreck
horror,
when I
would
came
say
out.
probably one of the best
Well, I
movies I've
wouldn't
seen
even
recently.
consider that as a
That's
horror.
horror. Yeah, that's horror.
I would
Did
think
you watch-
that's more like
That's horror.
psychological thriller.
Jacob's Ladder is horror. It's psychological horror, but it's still horror.
No, because that's two different categories for a reason.
This would, to me, is psychological horror. He's trying to torture her and pretend he's not there. To me, that's psychological horror.
And that's what I just said. I
That's
said
still
that it
horror.
was psychological.
Still horror.
Yeah, I mean, as I
Blade
said,
Runner 2049, if you haven't seen it, was amazing.
Did
It's the new Dennis Villeneuve movie. I loved it.
Did
Actually,
I
I-
watch it?
No, you would not watch it with me.
Okay.
But I love Ryan Gosling as
Yeah.
the Blade Runner. I love
Oh, yeah.
Harrison Ford coming back. It doesn't answer everything. I really enjoyed what's the Jared Leto as the new
I love
guy
Jared
who
Leto.
created
oh yeah,
a lot of movies like in the Joker. I like that where if they had expanded out, it might have been good. But since they
Yeah.
shortened it so much in Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
it seemed to try hard, but
Yeah.
it needed more background. This
Yeah.
he has the background and shit. And he's like the guy creating all the. I guess you technically they're robots because that just means slave. They're
Yeah.
just it's
Oh,
basically
no,
replicants that can't
that's me being
they
drunk.
can't breathe.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
they're like slave
Oh, I
slaves, but they
didn't
can't
know.
make new slaves. And
Yeah.
his part in that is good. It's got who's the wrestler that's in movies now? Oh, from Guardians of the Galaxy.
oh Dave Bautista.
Yeah, he plays a scene the first opening in like 10 minutes. And
Yeah.
it's some of the best
If I
acting I've
stand
seen.
really
He took it super serious. To
Yeah.
He took a whole bunch of extra classes. Every part in that movie was fucking good.
Oh,
I
wow.
even made me rewatch the original Blade Runner in the original and the director's cut just so I could figure out what's going on. They're laughing, but the new
I
Blade
know,
Runner,
yeah.
No, we're laughing about.
it is an amazing movie. Like just it captured me the whole time. Just the cinematography, everything about it, the
Yeah.
coloring, it was amazing. I liked it
Oh.
a lot.
we
Yeah,
were
I'll
laughing about if I stand really still, you can't see me.
Oh yeah.
My husband didn't think that was funny, but I did.
I don't give a shit. That shit was hilarious.
I recently rewatched all the Marvel films because we got Disney Plus. So yeah. Also the bit where he's like, I can't wear the suit because my nipples. It just sort of goes flying off. Like,
oh,
my nipples.
Questions about this. So you say it's a movie group. So how often is it? Every week or is it every
So it's once a
month?
week. I don't know if you can see in the background. Someone made a picture of our Zoom call, so you can't see the detail.
I see it, but I'm not wearing my glasses, so I don't know what's on there. But I see it.
Give me a second. Hang on. So I got it framed, but
that's so cool. So that's y'all. What are y'all watching on that one?
well, this is like a best of. So every week we watch a film and do an art project. So
It's film
this
and
is-
art.
this is Lauren in the top here, and this is Okja. You know the Bong Joon-ho film.
Oh yeah, Okja, the one about they breed an animal to.
It's like a giant hippo
yeah.
Yeah,
film.
I haven't watched it, but I've been trying to get. Is it good?
Yeah, I didn't like it as much as they did, but I did enjoy it. I
Hang
thought
on,
it was good.
nothing.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
not
I don't like
taking your
anything.
opinion.
So this is
Yeah,
me.
Macho Man Randy Savage right next to you.
No, this is me in the top. So this was when we watched Eurovision. You know, Will Ferrell film. Did you watch that film?
You know, I didn't watch it, but I know exactly what you're talking
But
about.
I did a version of there's a British comedy called Father Ted, well Irish, and they enter the Eurovision and do like a really rubbish song. So I sung that for the group. This is Lily. Oh, it's also for Okja, but that's kind of a drawing of the hippo with the red thing there. This is Sophie, and that was, oh God, I can't remember. I seem to remember the film was pretty rubbish. I might have been the half of it. It was a Netflix film. Don't know if you watched it. It's really not worth watching. So that's Niall, and I can't remember what the art was for.
List, because I don't trust you for movies.
Yeah, we don't trust you about movies anymore, so we're gonna watch everything that you say.
You go and watch the half of it and tell me it's brilliant, and I bet you can't. This is Freya, and that's something from Brazil. You know, the 80s film.
Cannibal Holocaust.
No, Brazil.
Oh.
It's like set in the future, and it's
Yeah, I know you're talking about Brazil from the dude that does the.
Terry Gilliam.
Yeah,
Terry Gilliam
basically.
directs it. Bob Hoskins is in it for a bit. Robert De Niro's in it for a little while.
Oh shit, really?
That's the guy.
Yeah.
That,
I like him.
the
It's
guy
like
from,
some of the Monty Python people are in it.
yeah, the guy that does coconuts for this horse sound as well. I was trying to think of.
Yeah. And this is Lou at the bottom. And we watched is it The Vast of Night? Don't know if you watched that film last year on Amazon. Oh, it's on
What is
Amazon in the UK. The Vast of Night. It's set in the 50s. I think it's New Mexico, and they start talking to aliens. So this is a little alien radio set.
Oh, that's neat. And see, that's another thing that I have questions about. Like, we have movies coming out this week. Are they also coming out over there this week?
Probably different dates.
You know, like, it's so weird because, like, right
Yeah.
now, like, I can reach out and touch you, except for you're a whole different country. Like,
Yeah.
it's so weird if you think
Yeah.
about
I
it. All of
know.
y'all's laws are different. Everything is fucking different. It's wild.
Yeah. I know it's crazy. But I suppose
It's
films are
fucking wild.
it used to be 10, 15 years ago, films would be like 6 months later or something. Whereas now, I think because everyone's online and stuff, the films are released pretty simultaneously across all the
Okay.
territories. But it's like Godzilla versus King Kong. Oh, the cinemas
Oh,
weren't
we
open
watched
here.
that. Y'all
Did you?
watch that
Was it
yet?
good?
No, I don't give a shit about that.
I didn't
enjoyed
give
it.
a shit about it either. And honestly, I don't give a shit about the backstory, or I don't know how this came to be a thing or whatever. But I fucking liked it.
Did
But
you?
before we watch that, what's the one with Jack Black?
Oh, Skull
Yeah,
Island.
we watched Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
After that,
I've
we
never
decided to
seen
watch
that.
all of them. I was like, I'll watch all
That
of them.
reminded
New
me
kaiju. I like kaiju
of
movies.
the
So
90s
Yeah, yeah.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you
Oh,
don't need the
fucking
backstory,
long.
really.
Like, I was watching a Pete and Pete movie. That's what was happening. I was like, I don't even know what this is. Like, why is this a thing? But it's so good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Like, even though I know all the actors in this are British, like, my favorite shit in the world is a British TV show, which is Killing Eve. Do you
Oh,
watch
yeah.
Killing Eve?
the best
I,
thing is
um,
I've
every
actually
somebody
never
moves.
watched.
Do you watch
Hey,
Killing Eve?
I've
That's
watched the
right.
first kind of 5 or 6 episodes. I need to go back to it. But yeah,
You watched the Mighty Boosh?
I am so obsessed with Killing Eve.
I've not seen the Mighty Boosh, but Killing Eve is well worth it.
It's a
How
shoe.
have you never seen the Mighty Boosh?
I've got things to do. I'm busy.
Quarantine that you ain't got time to watch.
But no, Killing Eve, Phoebe Waller-Bridge wrote it. And have you ever seen Fleabag? Did that make it over to
I've
you?
heard of Fleabag.
But
Oh.
I actually added it to like some sort of weird list, and I don't know if it was a letterbox or some weird thing where you add shit that you've watched or shit that you want to watch and you rate it and blah blah blah. But Fleabag is one I wanted.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, I think it's about 12 episodes in total across 2 series. Sorry, Kelly, I was talking over you. Go on, say it again.
Don't worry about Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly's just still over here fangirling over Killing Eve.
Yeah,
I'm a fangirl.
yeah. Killing Eve is good.
We have sidetracked you 1,000,000 times.
No, it's fine. I've really enjoyed it.
Where do we need to go from here? For
I think we're probably close to wrapping it up. So it's nearly 10 here. I'm guessing it's 5 for you, and you're going to need to do your live stream soon.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Is it 5 o'clock already?
I took my shot at 3:30 or
Wow.
4. It's been a while.
Right. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to leave you to
Still,
it.
you hate it, even hearing us tell you that you're thinking too much.
Yeah.
Could you possibly get a little bit tipsy and watch it again and not think about it and then see how you feel?
Maybe. Yeah. So I'll do that, and I'll get in touch.
And
Do
do
Maybe.
that and message me.
Apparently,
Yes.
I'm the only one that's realized the problem. I think in England, you have a really hard time finding herbal refreshments to put in a pipe that's not tobacco to enjoy movies. If you had some
It's
of
not
that,
legal.
you would love everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
Holy shit, is we not just
No,
legal
it's
over
illegal
there?
as shit there. If you could call it, it's way worse than here. It's not a ticket.
Yeah, you can find it, but yeah, the police won't
Yeah.
like it if you.
Why do y'all think that y'all are just like smoking weed all the time?
No, that's like,
Well-
like there's a few places in Central Europe, but not in England or not in most
Yeah.
of the places.
You don't even have to be high. You just have to go
I haven't
in.
smoked weed in years, and I still like.
You just have to go
But when
in
you
with
watch it, you
the.
did smoke some.
I
An
feel
open
like you
mind.
expected too much to begin with.
Mate,
You
yeah,
need
I
to
think
clear
so.
that from your mind. So if you need
Yeah.
to drink some Earl Grey and take a nap or whatever, like
Like all British people do. Yeah.
yeah, and then just fire it up, right?
Yeah.
Fire it up and think about nothing except for the fact that this movie is fun as shit.
So in summary, the film is fun. I think too much, and I need to watch it again. I think that's what
Yes,
I've agreed.
you need to watch
Yes.
it again with a different mindset. You need to
Ugh.
stop worrying.
I've
and you
already
need to
seen it
feel like-
twice. I don't
You
think I
need to
can.
feel like, is this movie fun?
I don't
Yes,
think I
it
can
is.
cope with a
Yeah,
third
it
time.
is.
There are no questions. There's no political anything. It's just a
Fun.
bunch of actors, for whatever reason, got offered a terrible movie, and all 3 of them are like, "Fuck yeah,
I'm doing that. Yeah,
Do
they look like
it,
they're having a
man.
great time.
Doing it.
it's
Yeah.
so good."
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you get on with your other stuff, but thank you very much. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you. This was super fun.
Yeah.
And
A blast.
Yeah.
I'm all over it. I love it. We will come back next time we
Oh.
disagree with you. I'm gonna let you know.
Well, it sounds like we need to have
I
another.
want to fight with you about True Romance.
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
that's
it
right.
sounds
I got
like we
one
need a
thing going.
fight
Oh,
about
and
True
you know,
Romance.
I have now the
It's
exact same
personal.
true. I have
What?
the same True Romance shirt that you have now. So we could wear matching True Romance shirts.
Wow.
While we tell you
That's got to be
how
done.
wrong you are.
Wow.
Like it wrong.
Well, I look forward to that.
Thank you so much for having us. It was awesome to meet you.
Yeah, you too. And best of luck with the live stream and everything
Yeah,
else
we
again.
don't,
We're gonna have a great time.
we
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing.
All right. Take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.